Fam, let's get real macho with it tonight. Let's talk about that 49ers defense, that frontline pass rush, otherwise known as a red and gold D-rampage. Let's come up with a name for these guys. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. Uh-oh. What did I do? I think I broke something. Somebody call 911. Oh. Fam, how you doing tonight, fam? You know, I could at least be polite, come in and do the pleasantries. How you doing tonight? You all right? All right? Good. Let's talk some 49ers football. One of the major determining factors necessary to win an NFL championship, and you all know, is a team's ability to thwart the opponent's offensive attack. Niners GM John Lynch has made the defensive line an ongoing top priority ever since his arrival in San Francisco. Remember when I used to always talk about John's parading in another line full of, and this would be all during the season in his first couple of years, right? You'd see defensive linemen coming in all the time auditioning for a job. This was Lynch. I mean, Kyle wasn't talking about that. It was Kyle, give me some offensive guys. But John had these guys coming in from everywhere, checking them out. This 2022 season has been no exception to the Niners' policy of crush the quarterback, stop the run, neutralize and victimize every team that dares to challenge the defense in their path towards winning. That number 6, Lombardi, the quest for 6 needs to end now. It's past time. As much as you know, every year the 49ers get a defensive lineman. What does that tell you? And they pick them high in the draft. Tonight, taking your phone calls after going over the strengths and weaknesses of the Niners D-line as it appears at this particular hour to determine whether they are being currently overrated or underrated by the media, or even yourself or people you know for that matter. Mm-hmm. Fam, down through the years, teams that dominated and were looked upon as dynasties were, yes, remembered mostly for the offensive prowess. Quarterback's name always came up first. Wide receivers, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Taylor, running backs, even Frank. It goes on and on. Mostly those are the names you heard the most of. But inside the circle of the purists were the other conversations where they were more in depth, where they were talking about in full detail what took place on the gridiron each and every Sunday, right? The best teams also got huge props for the defenses to the point that nicknames became common for the best of the best. The 49ers Gold Rush, you know that name did not? It is now the cheerleaders moniker. That's not where it's always been. For the millennials and kids, no. The Gold Rush was once the name given to one of the most fearsome Niner defensive pass rushers in Niner history. Way back in 1976, the Niners defense set an unofficial standard by collecting 61 sacks during a 14-game season. Tommy Hart recorded 16 sacks. Cleveland Elam, 14.5 sacks. Cedric Hardman threw in 13 more. Jimmy Webb finished with 7.5, and that's only because they wouldn't save Jimmy no more. Woo! I'm telling you, man, these guys fed off the quarterback like piranhas. Every time they snapped that ball, the quarterback knew what was coming. As a rush knew, they knew to get rid of that ball quick. Yeah! Hence the name and connection with the history of San Francisco's gold mining history. The Gold Rush. Defenses down through history like the Vikings' Purple People Eaters, which featured the Limps, Larson, Eller, Marshall, Page. Ask Steve Young about the Limps, the Cowboys, Doomsday Defense, Bob Lilly, Jethro Pugh. What is a Jethro Pugh? Randy White, Harvey Martin. Here's the thing. This is why youngsters who don't know anything about the history of this particular position as it relates to the quarterback believe that Tom Brady is the greatest of all time. One of the reasons why legislation was made was because of some of the names I just mentioned. Quarterback survival rate at the beginning of the season to the end of the season was very slim. If you got a starter to stay in the season all year long, it was a small miracle. These guys, they did not play. Offensive linemen could not stop them, and the defense was not protecting them. I mean, the league was not protecting them at all. So when they came through there, a quarterback had to be made out of something special. Joe Montana was that kind of a guy. Steve Young was that kind of man. Terry Bradshaw, Roger Staubach. These names go on and on. They survived, and they are Hall of Famers for that reason, mainly, that they survived. The Rams, fearsome, foursome, I hate to tell you. Dick Butkus, one of the most feared defenders in NFL history. In fact, Ronnie Lott is second to Dick Butkus for one of the most hardest hitting defenders in all time. Dick Butkus even called the most dominant line in football history, Merlin Olsen. Deacon Jones. Coy Bacon, Dyron Talbot. Dyron Talbot, who replaced Lamar Lundy, who was already just vicious. The steel curtain in Pittsburgh. Jack Lambert, Mean Joe Green. Imagine being a quarterback in that time. I'd have like insurance policies everywhere. The Raiders also had several years of complete dominant defenses. I mean, it goes on and on. We could go on all night about the legendary defensive front lines, but let's come on into 2022, fam. Because we're believing that the Niners of 2022, it's already been said, the Niners of 2022 defense, it may be even better than the 2019 Super Bowl Niners. Now, I'm not buying into that yet because I like to wait on some of these things. I don't know. That 29 defense was hell. But if this one's better, oh, yeah. Will this be the year when we have to nickname the modern-day Niners to a name that will stand throughout history like some of the ones we already know about? Hey, let's refer to PFF's Ben Lindsay's D-line rankings for the upcoming 2022 season. And, because as I can quote him saying, the last two Super Bowls shown the impact that a dominant defense front can have on the NFL's biggest stage. We saw Patrick Mahomes was the face of the NFL after they got past us in the prior season in the Super Bowl. Mahomes couldn't find a place to step. That Tampa Bay defense just crushed him like a grape. That's how you win championships. They got a great offense. Peyton Manning versus the team that we should have beaten in 2017, the Hawks. Manning, one of the most decorated offensive machines in history. The Legion of Boom came down on him. It was no contest. That's the way it goes. Joe Burrow was pressured on 18 of his 42 dropbacks and sacked even 7 times in Super Bowl 56 against Aaron Donald, Von Miller. Los Angeles Rams pass rush unit. That came just 1 year after the Tampa Bay Buccaneers swarmed Patrick Mahomes, as I just mentioned. The Rams and Bucs defensive fronts have undergone some changes since those performances, but still profile as elite units entering this particular season. Tier 1, I hate to tell you this, fam, the Rams are ranked as a team to beat defensively. We'll see. We'll see, Rams. Rams, don't start, Rams, because you know what? This happens often, and, because Rams don't have the same kind of depth, particularly on the edge, as some of the other teams in Tier 1. But what that matters is a lot less when Aaron Donald is on the roster, as he's the most reliably elite performer in the NFL. Aaron Donald gets shut out once in a blue moon, every now and then. I know Brunskill, and yeah, I know. It's not often now. We're about the only team that I know of, and Belichick knows how to handle Aaron Donald. That's only 2 teams out of 32. 30 other teams have to suffer. Ask the Hawks about Aaron Donald. Russell Wilson must hate it, and he must also hate the fact that he's going to have to deal with Aaron Donald again, even after he's escaped the NFC West and gone to the AFC West. Aaron's coming over there with him because they got to play. The Rams play the same people we do in the AFC West. So, Donald's brilliance, well documented, but his durability is an underrated aspect of the game. He plays over 1,200 snaps. You can't hurt Donald. Through the 2021 regular season and Rams postseason run and 6,995 regular season defensive snaps. He ain't going nowhere, fam. Ain't nobody going to hurt Aaron Donald. I've never seen that full limp. Man, and the Washington Commanders are rated number 2. Expectations were high for Washington defensive line and defensive overall entering last season. And there were a few more disappointing performances than Washington's defense ended the 2021 campaign, ranked 27th in yards allowed, but they had every kind of injury. They reminded me of us. Every guy they needed got hurt. Man. So, you can look for some regression there. Start if Chase Young and Montez Sweat come back to do what they can do. Jonathan Allen was the guy I was talking about the other day, by the way, Tony, when I said, who's that guy that came out of Alabama? He's with Washington. That guy came out. I kept saying, damn, if we could just get Jonathan Allen in this draft. Somebody said there was something wrong with his back. He had issues and we're going to probably end his career early. Jonathan Allen's still out there making a difference. Jonathan Allen might be actually the best player on the defensive line. God, Allen's 18.5% pass rush win rate since 2020 ranks 4th among all qualifying interior defensive linemen. Green Bay Packers are number 3 in the top tier. Rashad Gary. Remember when Big Show was telling everybody Rashad Gary was the guy the 49ers ought to be looking at in that draft that we picked up Nick Bosa? Well, Rashad Gary did not pan out in that first year. As you probably already remembered, we made big jokes out of Big Show. He was right. Rashad Gary has now blossomed, has improved in each of the last 2 seasons, making the jump elite pass rusher in 2021 as his 26% pass rush win rate trailed only Max Crosby last season. If you know about Max Crosby, well, with the Raiders, Max Crosby, the argument with him and Nick Bosa, I never got involved. I ain't got nothing to say. I'm not about to give the Raiders no nod or no damn direction, but I'm not sure how much better Nick might be than Max Crosby. Max Crosby is a god. Yes, Jesus Christ, he's a machine. But I ain't giving him no threats. I still say Nick is the better man. Yeah. They got Kenny Clark, Preston Smith, Devontae Wyatt, Jaron Reed. That's a tough unit. And you already know Adam Rank has said the Raiders are going to beat us this season. Adam Rank, stick it where the sun don't shine. We ain't losing to no Raiders. Steelers are at number 4. Anytime you have a guy like T.J. Watt surrounded by anybody, it's going to be tough. Number 5, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Akeem Hicks. Vita Vea, who I wanted so badly in that draft here. We picked up Mike McGlinchey. I can't stand it. Every time I think about it, it gives me a headache. Vita is just a human tornado in the middle of that line. Joe Tyron Shoyinka. Shaquille Barrett. Man, when they're healthy, oh my God. Villa ranks among the top 10 interior defensive linemen in pressure rates, 11.3% since 2018. When did we want to draft him? And he was out for a while. And it's been a big part of Tampa Bay's second-ranked run defense and expected points added per play over the last 4 seasons. Barrett, meanwhile, ranks first among all edge rushers and quarterback pressures since joining the Buccaneers in 2019. We got to play the Bucs this year, don't we? This is why when we talk about our offensive line, I ain't playing. I'm worried. 49ers come in at number 6. 49ers have one of the deeper edge rotations in the league with Samson Ibukam, Drake Jackson, Charles Omenihu, Kerry Hyder. We talk about that, brag about this all the time. Kimoko Toure, all competing for snaps on the edge, led by the top assassin, Nick Bosa. Bosa's not going to be in this competition for these rest of these guys, though. Bosa's coming off of a season where he's ranked 7th in position in PFF grade, as he's one of the best all-around edge defenders in the NFL. You can run if you want to, but if you think Nick's going to come out and fail because he's mainly a pass rusher, forget about it. You're coming down. Nick Rusher. I like that for him. Nick Rusher. It sounds like a movie star. Nick says, I play this game 100%. You want to drop back and pass, then make sure you call your mom first. You want to run? Beware. I'll be there. That's Nick Bosa. You know, and Eric Armstead is expected to move back to primarily interior role where he's been a better pass rusher than a run defender over the last 4 seasons. Although Eric was actually one of our best run stoppers. Eric, PFF's got Eric broken down by alignment. Between the tackles, 1,690 snaps. Run defense grade, 70.2. Rush grade, 78.3. Huge difference. Outside tackles, 1,538. That's an 87.3 run defense grade. Pass rush grade, 70.3. Eric is actually, he gets no love from the biggest percentage of the 49er fan base, but that boy can play. He gets it done. He's not getting a lot of glamour plays. He's not glitz and glitter, but he's steady. With Javon Kinlaw yet to establish himself as an above-average starter on the interior defensive line, he stands out as one potential weak point of the unit. A lot of analysts are looking at the 49ers interior as being the weak point. We can kill you from the edges, but the weak point is the interior for now. I want to know if we can move a Minahu in the inside. And we lost DJ Jones. And this is one of the reasons why they're probably frowning upon our interior protection. You look at Gibbons. We've got some other guys. Also, the guy that's always getting hurt, Hurst. These guys have got to rise up because, you lose a guy like Defoe. You lose a DJ Jones. The Joneses and the Buckners, can they be replaced? We'll find out. And this is going to be something, because if that center is soft, they're going to run on us a lot. Or they're going to try to. And for a team that plays the wide nine, that's not a good thing. We'll find out. It could be something not to worry about. We're going to find out. But, fam, you know what? Tonight, as I say, give me your feeling of what you're expecting out of that defensive line. Do you think that weak point is something you're afraid of? Or do you think it's just something that's going to be corrected because we got Chris Kasurik out there running things? What's going to be the story on that? What do you think is going to happen? And if you got a name for what you're expecting this 49er defense to look like, we'd love to hear it. Okay. Let's go check out Jamie. Jamie!
What's going on, Ronbo?
Jamie, man, I'm you look back at history and you look back at what's going to happen now, and some of the things that are taking place, looking around, we're ranked at number 6. Can we live up to that billing? What are you thinking?
That's going to give us motivation at the beginning of the year to just smash people out. That ain't right, and it ain't going to stay that way.
Jamie, you already know you got an outside pass rush. That interior, are you concerned?
I'm a little more worried about getting some pass rush from the linebackers. I need them to get the quarterback a little bit more often, You're
going to get schemes, though. One thing about D'Amico, he is creative. And when you said linebackers, you're on D'Amico's that's his main dish. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing lanes opening up, the run being stopped, and just crushing people in the backfield.
You got some real athletic guys. When you look at guys like Ibukum, and as you mentioned, you got Ibukum on the field along with that linebacking crew, you're talking tough.
Yeah. Yeah, and our linebackers are up for contracts at the end of the year, right?
Yes, and that's going to be Dre versus Alshire. We're going to be looking at that all year. Who are we going to keep between the two? Because it's already speculated. We're not keeping both.
They're going to decide for us. Within a couple of weeks, there's going to be somebody standing out, right?
Yes. I just don't know how they're going to delegate snaps. You're not going to have – maybe they're going to put them both on the field at the same time, which I'd love to see.
Yeah. But give Warner a little bit of a breather,
But that's our base package. The thing is, D'Amico loves running packages. The percentage we run out of the base, it's slim. Well, you know what? That's who's going to win. The guy you see in those packages the most is the guy that's ahead between Dre and Alshire. And depending on what kind of team we're playing, there's so many. Yeah.
I got to feel Alshire because he's a little bit faster and he hits more violent.
Does he? Because Dre's a run and catch guy too. We'll see. Who's the best in coverage?
Big play guy. Dre's a big play guy, but Alshire, he's all over the place, man. Those announcers on TV that day, they said he was everywhere.
I know. he was like
this guy is everywhere.
He was like Houdini. Now you see me, now you don't. and
Yeah.
picking people off from near the line of scrimmage. Ooh, that's quicks.
Yeah.
That's quicks.
So that alone right there is going to give our D line some more respect. Once the linebackers come in there and start just owning people, it's going to be all over.
Mm-hmm.
And our secondary is really tightened up. I hope Brett comes back fully good to go. Man. We're going to be ruthless on D.
You said that's a key right there too. When that secondary makes it a little difficult for a passer to just look out there, he's got to think twice. All he has to do is hesitate. He's looking at option one covered, option two. Damn it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ah! It's too late. Yeah. That's what you want. And secondary can provide that.
Yeah. It's been a minute since I called in. What have I missed?
No, not much, because there's not a lot been going on, because the situation with Debo has come to a crawling halt. And we've been talking a lot about Lance and some of the things that he's improved upon. In fact, they're saying a lot about what his ball looks like now. It's a little more tight, some more crisp, because that finger was an issue. So that's looking good.
I always threw a wobbly ball, too. My brother, he's the same exact size as I am and everything, but he could throw a tight spiral sidearm. He could rip one, and it would be perfectly tight. Not me. I have to throw a long ball to get it to be a perfect spiral,
It's all about that spin. It comes off the hand a certain way. Yeah. Off the threads.
I played too much baseball. I was used to snapping the ball with my wrist,
Ooh, that's right. Baseball players give it that shot. Football players have to pretty much extend that arm. There's wrist in it, but not nearly as much as throwing a baseball. You're right.
Yeah, you got to let it roll off your fingers.
Yeah.
Well, I think time will take care of that. He's going to be throwing dimes in no time. Once he gets the rhythm of the game, he's going to be cutting people up.
Yeah, and our receivers getting used to him too. Because last year I think, Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey throw two different passes, right? So they were used to Jimmy's pass and Trey's pass. So Trey's be taking first snaps this year. They got plenty of time to get used to him now.
The funny thing is, all these wide receivers we got running around all over the place, they actually have a chance of getting the ball. Lance is he's not a one guy freaking quarterback. He's going to throw it to the open guy, which that's exciting for me and everybody else, because you don't want to always watch the same guy like Adams and Rodgers,
Yeah, and Jimmy to a large degree too. Jimmy loved Debo as well, and with good reason, because Debo was a load when he got the ball. But yeah, distribution could be key.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And if they don't know where it's coming from, even Juszczyk squirting out of the backfield, he's going to get hit down the sidelines with a feathery drop in the bucket.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. So Jamie,
hey, I heard Seattle is making offers for Jimmy.
Did you hear that?
I seen something online. I don't know if it's true.
Well, I did see if the 49ers release Garoppolo, Seattle will be one of the first people to go after him. I did see that, though.
Yeah, Seattle's going to hop on him quick.
Yeah, because of what they've got over there now, Geno and Love. I don't know. Luck.
Yeah. I live up here in Washington. A report came out that Geno is their starter.
Oh, he's already beat Luck out?
Damn. Yeah. They announced Geno is starting. I hate Seattle. My nephew, he lives up here by me, and Seattle's his team, and I've just been tormenting him bad.
God, good for you.
Yeah, Geno's your starter. He's got no legs. He's got a half of an arm. He's only got one read. Man, you're gonna be ripping.
Oh God, dude, we gotta go. Jamie, good to hear from you again. I'll see you. I haven't even seen you on Twitter. Actually, you have been out. All right. Tell you what, good to get football season's about to start. Coming back just in time. Yep. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Actually, let's see what happens tomorrow. All right. Have a great night,
get
man.
Back in the mix.
All right. There he goes. And And let's bring him in here. Boom, bam, Papa Dragon. Now, Pop.
What's up, Ronbo? How you doing, buddy?
Oh, Pop, doing great, man. You know, Pop, this is a great subject matter for you because you're an offensive lineman. I'd like to know. I used to talk to our guys and tease them all the time when they used to get beat up because they was out there playing real football while those of us in those secondary and specialty positions or skill positions were coming back in. The uniform wasn't all that dirty. Bob, what's it like going up against defensive linemen that every snap is going to be a job?
Well, I'm not sure how you got so far into my past. My first position that I ever played in Little League was center, and once they found out I had once they found out I had speed, they tried moving me to running back, and that didn't work. So I didn't like getting hit. I didn't like the extra hits after the snap.
Yeah,
so I wanted to move
piles.
defense because the player I fell in love with was Lawrence Taylor. So I was playing outside linebacker and defensive end is what I played.
Oh, okay. Because I could have swore you said you did play the offensive line. It might have been somebody else. I'm sorry.
No, that was my first position. In college, I was a tweener. I played defensive back, kick returner, and nickel linebacker.
Oh, okay. So you played you're well-rounded. Yeah.
Well, it's like, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but it's like I had tweener size, but I had speed, and I had smarts, and I wasn't afraid of the ball. I always attacked the ball, so I didn't drop too many balls that came my way. So, good ball skills, but at the end of the day, I was just a big scrub.
Come on, Bob, don't be hard on yourself. And you always tell the modest guys. They say things like this.
Oh yeah, I'll be honest. I'm just kidding about the scrub part. But seriously, no, I had a career-ending injury camp.
Yeah.
That was pretty much done. I was injured for like 4 years straight. So I was like, who was I like 49er? I was like Kinlaw. I need to call Grant Cohn and talk to him, cuss him out.
Hey, by the way, anybody sees Grant, because Jardal told me yesterday, Grant wants nothing more to do with me. He will not invite me to the program because of my position on Javon Kinlaw. I never took a position on Javon Kinlaw. I was just amused by the madness.
I don't know. I don't know.
I've never seen anything like that.
I don't know. Hopefully he'll cool off after a minute, but it's just like someone got insulted today. It's like, Stephen A. Smith insults people every day. He
all time.
He said,
all the time.
Today, he said he was talking about Tyreek Hill. And Tyreek Hill basically said that Tua throws a more accurate ball than Mahomes.
Oh my God.
And Stephen A. was like, this brother is smoking too much weed. I'm like, oh, you can't put that out there.
You really can't.
I'm not trying to say he smokes it. I'm like, but you just said it, dude.
That's that's bitterness speaking. No, you need to stay away from the media when you're mad. Don't leave Kansas City and then say something silly. Oh my God.
No, you say that. Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. It's just like media is going to be media. They're going to say whatever they're going to want to say. No, I don't know what your position was. It doesn't matter. I mean, everybody's entitled to an opinion.
I was just amused.
I mean, I guess you were amused. I don't know. I was shaking my head like, boy, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Because, Pop, like I said back then, there are certain people, we have a certain amount of etiquette due to our background and upbringing, whatever. Right. And, you don't know, Grant didn't know Javon. You got to be careful. I've always walked on thin ice around people I don't know, especially they're big dudes, and I can see they have temperament issues, they have attitude. I'm not messing with him until I find out more about him. I ain't even go tease. Well, I'm not going to play with him.
I get what you're saying, but what I'm trying to say is that the media is the media. All these guys they have the megaphone and they have their audience, they all say stuff. It's from Howard Stern to Shannon Sharp. Everybody says stuff, and they say stupid things sometimes. The important thing, that's part of the game. You don't take that personally. All thing Kinlaw did was take money out of his own pocket. That's all he did.
But like I said, he's one of them dudes.
Keep it cool.
Yeah.
It don't matter. I'm sorry.
He'll learn
they
now.
Don't care.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care. Guess what?
I know.
Grant Cohn is going to be around a lot longer than Ken Law.
Kid Law. No, Grant's not done. Although somebody points out here, Frank Babira's, if you notice, Grant has Grant toned down? He is kind of quiet lately. This is the time of year when he's really saying all kinds of things about people.
He still says some crazy stuff, man. And he says crazy stuff, but that's his job. It's like, one day he was like, he goes, hey, Trey Lance hasn't thrown a single deep ball. He's not throwing a deep ball. Is he scared to throw the deep ball? I don't know. Why aren't they calling deep plays? And then the next day, Trey Lance threw 2 excellent deep passes today. Oh, they must have been listening to me. I'm like, come on, man. That's Grant Cohn. He says stupid shit sometimes. Don't take it personally. Move past.
No, that's his MO. He says things. He's a shock jock. But sports, yeah. Pop, the defense. Now, I'm looking at what could be a weakness. I'm looking at what could be a strength. Have we overrated either side? Because the defensive pass rush is probably what we're going to, the catalyst for what we're going to do as far as winning and losing.
Well, we all know that typically defenses is far ahead of offenses, number one. Defenses have better athletes on that side of the ball, number two. We have quite a few players that can play on that defensive line, and they're going to cause problems. And don't forget, they got one of the better defensive linemen in the league in Nick Bosa. And Nick Bosa, he'll move inside too sometimes, and that's going to draw attention. So they can definitely scheme things up. Obviously, you're concerned about defending the run, but guess what? This ain't a running league; it's a passing league. So I think ultimately you got Hyder who can play on the inside. I'm hopeful that Ken Law can stay healthy. Hopefully he can take up 2 blockers. I know Eric Armstead can take up 2 blockers. Like, he may disappear. That's because he's getting double teamed. So whoever's next to him has got to make some plays. They're going to double team Bosa. So who's on the other side, they got to make some plays. So they're going to be moving pieces around like a chessboard, I think.
Yeah, and they're good at that. They sit around. I think they brainstorm for like hours for some of the things you see in those packages. The 49ers are actually designing new packages known to the game.
Right.
So you got, ooh, look at that.
Only way the Niners are in trouble is if they play a high-tempo offense or a no-huddle offense where they catch one of the substitutions in a bad position or bad substitution, and they just they keep them on the field. That's the only way that they're in trouble. So I really don't. They just have too much talent up front, Ronbo. There's just too much talent up front. Athletic talent. You don't. Ooh. I mean, you could stick Jackson at D tackle because again, he's so freakishly athletic with long arms.
Yes.
He's going to cause problems. So ultimately, you're going to see a big mixed bag of things. You'll see Samson. He's like kind of your high motor edge guy who defends the edge very well. Who can chase down quarterbacks from side to side. So he got him. And then, on pass downs, they got some serious talent that they bought in that I'm actually pretty excited about. They got the free agent that they got out of Indianapolis, Komoko or Toure. He's right now the current D forward. And, you got Amenahu, he can probably bounce inside, he can play outside. So there's it's going to really depend on the situation. They're going to play the best matchup. So I don't think there will be a set starting 4. There'll be a set 2 starters, and that's going to be Nick Bosa, and that's also going to be Eric Armstead. And if you put those guys next to each other, now all of a sudden the whole portion of your line has to make some decisions. Mm-hmm. And they have enough personnel to switch into a 3-4 too. So
the Niners have the thing, the hybrid.
They have a lot of people. Yeah, they got a lot of people. That's not going to be the problem for defenses. The biggest problem for the defenses that I see right now is the secondary.
You still think okay. You still think that secondary is going to be a problem?
It's not going to be. I'm saying it's going to be a problem for opposing offenses. Let me clarify. And the reason why I say that they are ideally suited to play a very difficult defense in the NFL where you play man underneath and you play zone over the top with 2 safeties. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be have 4-3 speed to play that scheme because you're going to have that man underneath, which is what you need. And you can have 2 good safeties at the very top. So
that's right. The kill zone is very, very narrow. Exactly.
Yeah. Biggest question, probably nickel for me. I think nickel's good.
Everybody, we got guys that are going to be trying out for that job. Who's going to get it? Always good stuff,
Yeah.
Pop. Let me see you tomorrow and see what
Yes,
develops.
sir.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
All right, man. Look, shout out to the 49er faithful. Shout out to you guys over in the chat. I saw some trash over there talking about the best teams of all time. The best team of all time that could beat any team
Yeah.
is the 94 49ers. They could beat
Yeah.
anybody. Sorry. You put that
Damn
team on
right.
the field, they beat anybody.
That's it, Rams.
Shout
I know
out to
they got it.
production. Like and subscribe to Ronbo. Always good to talk to you, brother. Always
Hey,
good to
I
talk
can't
to
wait till tomorrow, Pop, just so I can catch up with you again. Let's do it some more.
you. Hey, let's do some more. All right, guys.
All right, fam.
Well, holla
Thanks,
back.
Pops.
Later.
Night, fam. and Barack O'Niner, who is correcting me on my pronunciation of Samson E. Barack, I'm going to stop calling his last name. I might be wrong. Ebucom. That's right. I do remember that. Ebucom. Anyway, Brock says we should nickname our defense Tired, since they're going to be on the field constantly. Since Trey can't convert third downs, here comes the crap. Brock and Big Show have teamed up. Brock, thanks for that contribution. Hey, Jay. Oh, Chicago Sports Talk. He's of course, referring to Don Burr's An Idiot Sandwich, taking a page out of that famous British chef's book. Jay! Jay, come on in, man. We're looking at what could become legendary, as has been the case now through the years for a lot of teams. It's time for the 49ers to put a modern-day signature on how tough that defense can be, so people remember this 2022 team, something like what they're remembering in 2019 team, for the next 2 to 3 decades. People say that by that 2022 49ers defense, including Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead, and can I say Samson Ebukam? I've been told that's how you pronounce his name.
Ebukam. I think it's called Ecubomb or something. I don't know.
Ecubomb. That's got to be next. And Javon Kinlaw, the Man Mountain. Is there any possibility, do you see this in your mind as that front four being legendary?
Yeah. I like our defensive line. It looks good on paper to me. And what's it called? I like that free agent that we signed, Komoko Toure.
Yeah, everybody likes him. He's not able to make this team just because of the
I heard he gets a lot of pressures.
And we definitely like that. You know, Jay, do you see Drake actually starting? You know what? He gets platooned a lot this year, but he's probably not taking over nobody's job until maybe next year, huh?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be a starter. You know, he's going to have some snaps, of course, but I don't know about that. Because we have a lot of guys.
Yeah, this is a grown man's league. You don't come right out of school, not at every position, and just be taken over. Not with the guys we got. I agree.
Yeah,
but I do want to see him, though.
Yeah, and our defense overall, PFF ranks us 6th, our defense line or whatever the hell.
Mm-hmm.
Our defense looks good to me, but our secondary is questionable. The nickel and maybe safety as well, because Tart is gone, and we're gonna have Talanoa.
Talanoa. Can Talanoa fill those shoes? I like him a lot, though, and he says the game is slowed down for him. When I read that, I said, okay, good. And he's getting more used to it because he made some great plays last year, here and there, often. But for him to say that means he's fully comfortable out there now. It's a good ball player.
Yeah, and who do we got, is our backups for safety? Oh, I mean, the free agents and stuff, or whatever.
You got the guy we got from India also, Odom, O-D-U-M. It seems like we got a couple more guys, too. I just can't think of offhand. And I think there's some guys trying out for the team at safety as well. I coughed so hard that time I'm seeing stars. Oh, my God. Go ahead. But, Jay, the slot, I think, is the most concern. Oh, by the way, remember last year we lost Tavarius Moore. He's back. I don't know how he's feeling. Nobody's talking about him though. Jay? We lost. I think we lost Jay. No, I hear his dog. Jay? Jay, how come I hear your dog, but I can't hear you? Has he got your phone?
Wait, you can hear me, right?
Well, now I can. Yeah.
Okay. I was about to say what? Okay, but how do you feel that Trey is going back to training camp or whatever the hell?
Going to hang out for an extra week.
Rookies.
I'm delighted. The more work he gets in,
I like
the better.
that too.
Yeah.
Because I feel like his mentality is good. He just wants to improve and get better.
His head's in the right
yep.
place.
And that's what John Lynch always says about him. Like, he has that drive. He as a hard worker, and that's what the greats have. That's what John Lynch says, something like that. But
gotta have it. Yeah.
That's what I like about Trey. He always wants to improve and get better, and he's a hard worker, and he's a sponge. He wants just.
I just hope a bunch of guys are out there with him, especially some of the newbies.
I heard some of the rookies are going to stay, because they need to work and stuff, and some veterans as well. But that's good that he's staying.
Jay, have you looked at the schedule? When are the 49ers scheduled to reconvene anyway? I haven't paid that attention.
To what?
When are the 49ers coming back to work out?
Oh, and somewhere in July something.
Okay, so we got some weeks to go, huh?
Yeah, it's like 7 weeks or 6. I don't know.
Because August the 12th is a preseason game. And they got to take a break between. Yeah, we played the Green Bay Packers on August 12th.
Yeah, they're probably going to play Jordan Love or something.
Yeah, no, Aaron's not going to come back. No, I get paid too much money to play in preseason games. That's not my job. Okay.
Yeah, but one last thing, our defensive line definitely, is good. So, happy about that. And, see you tomorrow, I guess, if you're on Ronbo.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to coming back tomorrow. All right. Have a good night, Jay.
Ronbo. Have a good day.
And it's good. Hey, Casey. It's Casey with the mints. Casey.
What's that, Ronbo?
I read your comment earlier. What mints were you talking about?
Bits?
Mints. M-I-N-T-S. I was laughing. Because I thought about...
Ronbo, that's my medication, Ronbo.
Yeah,
cookies, you know what I'm saying?
I thought about that when I was in high school. I'd come creeping in the house. If I came home too early, hey, who's got the mints? You didn't bring any mints? Jesus, dude, you can't get in the house without no mints. Coming in smelling like God knows. Your mom's gonna smell it. Okay, quick. Convenience store, let's go. Plan A, plan B. God, being bad as a child is not a good thing, Casey. It was fun, though. Hey, but Case, look at the 49ers defense of line and that pass rush this year. Are we going to add this 2022 list of pass rush D linemen? Are we going to get some fame this year? Are you looking at that? Are you looking forward to that?
Ronbo, I think pass rushing is kind of like running back, and you just have to be there. The ones doing it will be the ones doing it.
Yeah,
so whoever stays healthy. I'm really hoping Javon Kinlaw has a big year. I hope he gets like 5 sacks at least.
Ooh, for him, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Really?
And they really need an Ian Williams replacement, get that nose tackle going.
I know, right? You remember Ian Williams, too? Remember the percentages of the 49ers, how they would suffer when Ian Williams was in the lineup, and that was too often because of a Seattle Seahawk who undercut him and ruined his whole career, Hawks. That's another reason why I do not like team. Okay, sorry. Got emotional.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I forget the guy's name. But he cut him down. It was a chop block. And it took him a while to get over that. And he never came back exactly the same. Hawks.
Yeah.
Took out Navarro.
That reminds me of the Jets, man, because the Jets did that twice to us when we played them. They took out Bosa their
And
defensive
Jimmy.
coordinator, Greg Williams, was known for that. Yeah. You know.
Cheap it. Yeah, because he's from New Orleans, ain't he? He's that dude, the bounty dude out putting bounties out, right? Bitch ass.
Yeah.
I wish he never really got really in trouble for that. Damn it.
Yeah.
I mean, the game is rough enough,
But,
Casey, without that kind of crap.
My buddy's a Jets fan. He was telling me today, he's like, the Jets are going to take second, maybe third in the division. I said, yeah, right. He said, look out for gangrene. They killed it in the draft. And I said, well, they better have. They had 3 of the top first-round picks.
You know, how you not going to do? And Casey, you want to hear something really funny? Tell your friend, I'm looking at tier 3 on the defense. I'm still scrolling. And tier 3 starts off, their defense is Buffalo Bills at 13, Bengals at 14, 15 is the Dolphins. There they are. The Jets are ranked 16 in the NFL. Yeah, go Jets. Oh, man. The Ravens are at 18, tier 4. The Raiders? Wow. That's really bad. How are the Raiders going to beat us with an 18th ranked defense? I don't know. You saw what the annual prediction rate from that clown, that Mr. Fantasy Sports.
Talking Adam Rank.
Adam did. He said he comes out and Michael of Chicago. You'll love this. Trey Lance versus Justin Fields. Lord Niners lose that game. Chicago wins it. They should have won it last year. I said, Adam, Adam. I was yelling at the TV. What are you talking about? So, you know, and Mike, if you get in here tonight, you can tell me about, is Adam Ranks, is he on target with that? Actually, Michael's already said we're going to beat the 49ers, so yeah. All right, nothing to add.
Yeah, you know, Ronbo, you know what I don't like about Adam is I'm bald, and I thought Adam was my bald brother. I thought he learned his lesson. You know, watching the Niners sail all the way to the NFC Championship last year. You'd think he'd give us double-digit wins, but he had us at 9-8.
He couldn't do it. You're right.
You know,
he could have gave us 10-7.
I'm starting to see the patterns every offseason. You know, it's the same old story every offseason. You know, a player will take their photos down, and
Casey,
your
buddy has us losing to the Chargers, and no wait, he has us losing to the Chargers. Oh no, beating the Chargers, but losing to Chicago and Carolina. What the hell is that?
No, definitely not. You know, the Niners put up a 50-burger last time they played Carolina. I'm sure they haven't forgotten that.
He doesn't.
You know, Niners, I think they could go 14-3.
Will it be on the strength of that defense, though?
I think 12-5 is really doable. You know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think what I hope is that it's a Niners and a Bengals Super Bowl.
Yeah, because the Bengals will be back. They made some upgrades in some areas where they needed to. Their offensive line is what got them in big trouble last year. If they made a couple adjustments, I think they've added some premier offensive linemen to that team. They could be tough.
And so McGlinchey's coming back for sure, though, Ronbo?
It seems like he's currently on track to do so. They haven't said a whole lot more about it since about a week or two ago.
Yeah, they're going to miss Lakin. They're really going to miss Lakin.
Yeah, see, that's, if nothing else, Casey, his durability. The guy doesn't get hurt. He's out there for you every game.
Yeah, as long as they still have run skill, you know, we'll take care of the Rams. But.
Yeah. Because Aaron does not like, he'll never admit it, but he does not like Brunskill, or he doesn't like Deebo Samuel, you know?
Yeah. It's acts like he doesn't know him. Brunskill sure has a number, though, man. That's just how it goes sometimes. Someone has your number.
Yeah, just one of those matchup issues.
Yeah.
Exactly. It has nothing to do with anything more than that. It's just something about Brunskill that he does a good job against Aaron. Granted, he failed in NFCCG, but not really, because he did a pretty good job most of the game, actually. Aaron didn't go wild into it like he always does. He got the 49ers offensive line got a little tired, and then he got a little better.
That reminds me, man. I want to say shout out to the caller Break that called in last show that brought up that point about the Niners being rewarded for drafting good players and stuff. I thought that was one of the best calls I've ever heard on this show, man.
Yeah, Break's sharp. Yeah, he was calling all the time for a while, and he took some time off. But he's always got.
They kind of have that thing like the Warriors have, where they build through the draft really well.
Yeah. Because the Rams, it's going to backfire on them sometime soon. You can't keep paying mercenaries every year and trading them in and out. Maybe you could for a while. We'll see how it works out, but we'll all be saying, okay, Rams, you finally ran out, didn't you? I can't wait for that day. It's coming.
Yeah. I'll say, Ronbo, I know it's probably my time to mosey on out of here. It would be my mother's birthday today. Because it's possible I could get a shout out from a
absolutely. Are you serious? I love moms. Hey, what's your mom's name?
My mother, Linda, Ronbo.
Linda, let me loosen here. Happy 49ers birthday to Linda Casey's mom. Happy Niners birthday, dear Linda. Happy Niners! Great birthday. We love you, son, Casey, too. Case.
Bless you, Ronbo. Thank you, man. It means the world, Ronbo. Thank you.
You're so cool, Case. I'll be looking for you tomorrow, too.
Right on, Ronbo. Sounds good. Right, have a good night. Thank you.
You too. And let's go check out Steven. Steven.
What's up, Rob?
Steven. Yeah, Steven, you're talking about that defensive front and, the nostalgia behind that position, man. It just rings through the halls of the NFL like the halls of Valhalla. Some of the mighty warriors that have done what they did to determine games. Do we look like we may have some representation into that hall this year? Because in 2019, Nick Bosa is going to be a Hall of Fame no matter what. But the rest of the crew, do we look good on that front defensive line as far as you're concerned?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. There's no second question about it. There's no second guessing. It's just we are set on that defensive front. There's nothing in my mind other than everyone getting injured, knock on wood.
Oh.
But I highly doubt it because even our backups have backups. You know what I mean?
I know that's true. We got depth. We got depth. That's true.
And for some odd reason, 49ers do so damn well at drafting defensive, front linemen in the draft, but we can never draft anything good on the front offensive line. It
is true, ain't it? Hey, and you mentioned that, Steven. That's why I wanted Vita Vea that year that we picked up Mike McGlinchey. Was I right?
Oh, yeah. Everyone wanted Vita Vea. Yeah, everybody wanted Vita Vea. I mean, God. Even Stevie Wonder wanted Vita Vea. What was it?
Remember Vita's family was out there, and they wanted to be 49ers because they've been rooting for the 49ers, supporting the 49ers forever. And I was sitting there, oh, man, I know we can't pick him up, but Kyle, we can pick up. Come on now. 49ers select Mike McGlinchey, Notre Dame. I was like, oh, who is that? I didn't know who McGlinchey was because I don't watch college football enough. But Quentin Nelson was the guy out of Notre Dame that year anyway, out of Notre Dame anyway, who didn't come in until the next year.
Yeah. But even then, the 49ers still passed him up too. So it's like, man, what the heck? Again, like I said.
Quentin went number 2. He went number 2 or 3, didn't he?
He went number, I can't remember. It's been a while.
He was in the top 5. He went before Saquon Barkley. And Barkley was I think Barkley was number 5. and hadn't played a snap since, but maybe 5 or 6. Poor Barkley.
Barkley is unfortunate. That man had so much goddamn talent,
and bad
then
luck.
He went to the Giants, and that was it.
God.
You go to the Giants or you go to the Jets, and no matter how much talent you got, if you are not Joe Namath, that's it. You're done.
And they damn near killed Joe, too. I mean, good God. But, yeah. But our defensive line, we do a lot of things. We got a lot of creative coaches. You look at Chris Kosurick, he knows how to prime those guys up. You got D'Amico's imagination for what he does. These guys are going to be put in position to play and do good things.
That man, Kosurick, has got some kind of talent, because if D'Amico runs into bleeding, they got to give that position, Chris Kosurick. Yeah, that man can train anybody to run through a goddamn brick wall, and they will do it for him without a second guess. Like, they will pound right through any offensive line. Doesn't matter who it is. You can have a stellar offensive line. You can have Trent Williams, Alex Mack, Vita Vea, and anybody on that offensive line, and they will run through it if Chris Kosurick tells them to.
He just doesn't want that job, though. I mean, everybody thought that Chris Kosurick would be the natural progression. You moving, but he didn't want the head coaching job. So yeah, he probably still does it. He likes what he does.
Oh man, I want to. Man, there's some things I heard during this whole call. I mean, I'm watching the chat. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I know they're going wild, aren't they? See, this is the instigation from Vermilion Sports. Rudy's in there, and now Chicago Sports Talk. Michael's getting involved. You guys, God.
Well, no, yeah. And I'm watching everyone gang up on Niner by Nature, and it's kind of funny. But why are you going for the low hanging fruit? I mean, really, like, stop. Leave him alone. Yeah. Leave him alone.
You guys,
at the end of the day, he's still a 40 fan.
That's right.
One thing I noticed too was that someone on the call said that, I think Chardall said that Grant Cohn doesn't like you or something like that. I mean, that's weird.
Well, Chardall, he says, and I will not be invited to any programs because of the fact that my stance on Javon. I think Chardall might have made some of that up. Grant and I are fine. We're on Twitter talking about all the time. But he mentioned it. Sorry to interrupt you. He mentioned something about having people on his show that he used to be cool with, that he helped build, and now that's over. And I know who those people are, but you are definitely not one of them. That's why I'm like, that makes no sense. It makes no sense why Grant Cohn would come after you or say anything about you, because it's like, you've never said anything against Grant Cohn, or whatever your stance was on Kinlaw was completely neutral. That's why I'm like, I don't think that's right. And that's absolutely true. And if you see anything going on like that over there amongst people in the chat, say Ronbo does not. He thought it was abusing. He was thought it was hilarious, and he was kind of shocked by the response of one Javon Kinlaw. I've never seen anything like that before. That was where I was. I wasn't taking Javon's stance on it like a lot of people were. So
Yeah. When all that went down, I was on call with you, and I was like, wait a minute, hold on. And so I jumped on Grant Cohn's live, and I was like, oh shit, like, it's really going down. So I remember that night perfectly.
I tell you. So, I don't need to bring in a Boston lawyer to prove that I was not taking sides. I was watching it like everybody else. I just was shocked. Javon is a frightening dude. Stephen, have you ever walked up and looked at a guy that size? You see, and when they put on football uniforms, guys like that are even bigger, because I've seen that when we play against other teams, and I just said, damn, y'all able to put your game face on now, you're going to need it. So some guys are just intimidating. And Javon Kinlaw would have to be the biggest and baddest looking dude I've ever seen in my life. And then I'm going to talk to him like this, and he's going to get mad? I think I'd avoid that.
Ronbo, the man was homeless, and he ate squirrel to survive. That man does not give a fuck about anything.
That's what I was trying to tell Papa Dragon. That dude doesn't come from the same place as everybody else. Be careful.
Yeah, like, who else is like that? Oh, Ray Lewis. I forgot about that man.
Yeah.
Ray Lewis came from a bad background, did how many push-ups, however many times he got mad, and was the baddest dude on that field.
Mm-hmm. And they still say Ray Lewis killed whoever they said he killed. You got to be careful, man.
That's the thing. He apparently killed somebody.
And Ahmad Brooks, Can you imagine messing with Ahmad Brooks? The dude looks like he's ready to. He looks pissed off all the time. That's like I've said. Has anybody ever seen Ahmad Brooks smile? The entire time he's been with the 49ers, he always looks pissed off, even when he's doing interviews. My God, that's a baller. That's why he plays such good football. He's angry. He's raging all the time.
You know who is bitch made though, and I'm gonna say it with my chest.
Who?
Aaron Donald. Aaron. Because I ain't see his ass size up Trent Williams. I ain't see his ass size up anyone near his size. So I'm like, I don't give a fuck what Aaron does.
Aaron's smart. He's not that tall. You don't need to be going up against guys like Trent Williams. You know what? Nick Bosa's going to be in that situation next year. I got a feeling the 49ers are going to finally tell Nick, we're going to give you the J.J. Watt card that you do pick out your spots on the Aaron Donald card. You pick out whatever spot you want on that defensive line and you go for it. Everybody on the team is going to cooperate and move over for you. I would have told him last year. You know, they tried a little bit in his first year, but not much.
Man, shit, I'd have said it on the first year. I'd have been like, you know what? Fuck around and find out. Pick your spot. Everyone else, chill the fuck out. Relax. You know, and you would have thought he would have done it when he, before he got injured, his second year, his sophomore year. You just thought, oh, yeah, pick your spot. But apparently we didn't get that chance.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's going to be an interesting year, Ronbo. It's going to be an interesting
really
year.
is.
The only thing I can say is I don't give a fuck who's our QB. I don't give a fuck who is our receiver. We just need to ball out. That's it.
Yeah.
We just need to ball out. And Niner by nature, bro. Get off Trey Lance's job, bro. Please. Come on.
But listen, what's that guy? There's a guy in here. He claims, like you just made that claim that Aaron Donald is a wimp as he goes up against everybody but Trent. The dude believes that Aaron Donald will take anybody on our offensive line down. In your face. Yeah, that's him. Come on, man. The Rams fans.
That man play. He will fuck Aaron Donald up.
That's the gospel truth. Aaron knows better.
He knows better. Exactly. He knows better. That's why he don't go on that left side.
Never.
Little punk ass.
And that's where, he's got good sense. He makes business decisions. There's no point in getting embarrassed because, when you got the athleticism that Trent Williams does and the speed and then the overall size, there's no point in you running your little self down there and having him embarrass you in front of all of L.A. There's no reason for that when you can do other, options.
Remember when Trent Williams ran through a fucking defensive line? I can't remember what team it was, but it was the funniest shit ever because he had no idea what the fuck was coming at him. You just saw the dude line up, and then here comes Trent Williams, big ass, running down number 71, and just fucking straight lines his ass.
Pancakes being served. Yeah, put some butter, extra butter. Steve, we gotta go. Let me see you tomorrow, okay?
I'll see you tomorrow, Ronbo.
Looking forward to it, fam. Good night. And let's go check out Brian of the fabulous the Culp family. Brian.
Hey, Ronbo, how are you doing this fabulous night?
Just doing great. Looking forward to making history this year, Brian. Man, I want to witness these guys. What we can say 10 years from now, yeah, we were sitting there watching that, man. We didn't know what Javon Kinlaw was going to bring to the table that year, but we found out he brought a full-course meal. And Nick Bosa entered the Hall of Fame that day. If he would have retired, he was right in there. And Eric Armstead, the unsung one, awesome year. We won the Super Bowl because of that unit. Brian, I get chills just thinking about that conversation. Oh! Am I on track? Are we going to be okay with that defensive line?
We're definitely getting closer. I mean, at least the last couple of years, it's been Niners first-round draft pick, defensive line. Niners defensive draft line. It's every year we draft a defensive lineman for 4 or 5 years in a row. So for that unit to be the best in our team, that's what we want.
It bothers some people too.
Hopefully we do get somebody on the other side that can rush so Bosa can get some one-on-ones, or maybe the refs will call holding on Bosa once in a while, and that might help too. Come on,
But Brian, you're first right when you say get somebody opposite Nick, though. You got it. When D Ford was out there, they could not double up on Nick. So, you got to get that guy that brings the respect that guys we cannot afford to double team Nick Bosa. So what we're going to do, whoever's your offensive lineman, listen, he's going to be your assignment the whole game. We're going to depend on you. We're depending on you. Well, good. Depend on him. Go ahead. Depend on him. He's dead meat.
But you know what I'm saying. Those guys hanging off of Bosa, he's still not getting a call. And, he's getting close enough to get to the quarterback. We just need one more guy. Yeah. One more guy to get, half, when they had Alden Smith and Justin Smith, man, that was really nice.
That was a legendary line.
We just need another little bookend right there. I think that's
in the middle.
Gonna be the turnaround.
Brian, who was that other big guy on the other side? You had Ahmad Brooks. Who's that other guy? They both got into a lot of trouble later.
Alden Smith?
No, Alden's on the other side.
Ahmad Brooks. What?
Right next to.
Well, you had Justin Smith. You had Alden Smith.
Keep going, center.
Brooks.
Who's the other guy? He was good. I just can't think of his name right now.
Buckner.
What?
That's too old. I can't. I said Buckner. That's too old. Well, Buckner did come in.
Buckner's later. This is Harbaugh's team we're talking about.
Well, Buckner got drafted with the Harbaugh team, didn't he? Or was it who drafted Buckner? Because it wasn't Kyle.
Yeah, Buckner came
I'm drawing a blank right now, too.
Buckner had the
Buckner
last
was
year.
Before Armstead. They both came from Oregon.
Yeah, that last year. No, Jimmy T, grabbed Buckner.
Tom Sula drafted him, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go back.
I can't.
Yeah, he also got in trouble, but that dude was good. He was good. Right next to you had Ahmad Brooks, this guy. The center position, we had two different guys, finally ending up with, and then we had, of course, the other side, you had the Smith brothers.
I know we had Alex Boone on, the offensive line. He was good. We had a Potty on the line. He was good. Kilgore, but Kilgore is just recently. We've had a lot of good teams, but recently, a lot of things are clicking. And if Trey's that guy that's gonna, advance us to that extra step, if he's gonna get us that extra yard, or, and if he's just the guy that opens up the offense, that's what we need. We just need somebody who can get it a little bit further down the road. And I think Jimmy's good, but I think, some of his injuries have limited him. And if Trey just comes in and plays, if they just let him be like a game manager, just, hand the ball off, dump off the ball, and if he's got a quick release that comes out, then we'll be okay. Because I think that was the problem. We had the earlier quarterbacks. They didn't have as quick of a release as Jimmy. Jimmy came in and he helped the team because at the time we were losing a bunch of games. And I think just by him getting the ball out faster, we won those games. The offensive line didn't have to block it wrong and everything.
Yeah, that's the thing. You take a lot of stress off the team. But your trenches are going to be the guys. And actually, if your defense is handing that offensive ball back all day long, that helps a lot too. It's all about the clock management, Brian. You know that. It's if we got the ball all day, and a lot of things what we did with Kyle is running the ball and doing some of the things we did. We're keeping their defense out of the field all damn day. That's how you kill a team. When you see that clock at the end.
Yeah, that was what was really fun about watching last season is we were having 10-minute, 11-minute drives, and we were running off 14, 15 different plays. And they're short plays, but they're just tiring them out. And then, when the offense of the other team only has the ball for like 3 minutes out of a quarter, I'm okay with the Niners scoring 28 points a game. Sure. And the other team maybe only getting like 14 because the Niners have the ball that long. Yeah. And now if we have the corners that we're expecting to have, then they won't be able to pass the ball down on us as far, and we'll be able to slow everything's just going to add up because that was our weak link last year is the corner position. They could, air it out. That's it. If we can just lock down that area, and that's one of those areas that we never seem to address.
Yeah. And we got to get some turnovers back there in that secondary. I want some ball hawking. We don't ever get enough INTs. I mean, for years that's been a problem, So we got to get that done. Takeaways.
Yeah, and the other problem was we're not scoring points on special teams. We need somebody to return a kick, or we need a punt return or a kick return.
When's the last time that happened?
That really what, 2014?
No,
Ted Ginn Jr. or something
what's
like
his?
that. Richie James did it.
Richie James did a return against the Hawks. Well, that was against the Hawks, wasn't
I think so. One was a kick return and one was a punt return. And one was like 2014, one was like 2018 or something like that, I want to say. But, hopefully that's the that area
Ray McDonald.
Put a lot of money in. Yeah.
Jay Bliss, thank you. Ray McDonald's who I was thinking about. He was good. Yes, McDonald was tough.
Yeah, and we ended up letting him go because he got in trouble. And he went somewhere else and played.
Him and Ahmad by the poolside, God.
Hey, Ron, but let me, get off. Let me let somebody else get on. Thanks for having me on. All the other callers, shout out to you guys. And any of the people in the chat, call in because, it's always fun to have other people coming in and talking. And, once again, Ronbo, you give us this great platform. And, hey, appreciate it. And
thanks, Brian.
This season is going to be real. We are in this area right now, this time. And it's like we don't know. We got the ceiling. And we can't touch the ceiling because it's like right now we are so excited. We're so excited. We don't know what's going to happen right now. And everybody can say, this is going to be this or that, but we are that close. And that's what this season's about. So, hey, you have a good night. Stay faithful, everybody. And I'll talk to you
too,
again,
Brian.
Ronbo.
Thanks. My best to Lily and Tori. Have a night, man. There he goes. Brian Cope. And, hey, Howard. Howard.
Yeah.
Howard. Yeah. So, Howard, we're going to talk about that D line and making speculations. We've been picked at the number 6 top D line projected to be. Some of these people are in here to chat talking trash other than Rams fans. Unless you are a Tampa Bay Bucks fan, an Indianapolis Colts fan. Wait, what am I talking about? Let me get up here higher. The Rams is about, let's see, who else is headed? Tampa Bay, Los Angeles, Pittsburgh, Green Bay, anybody, Washington, which is shocking. Anybody that's not on representing that team, what in the world are you talking about? You're below us. Howard, why is it that people that can't, they're underneath our shoes? What makes them believe they can come in here and talking trash? I don't get it. I've never had that kind of shame.
Your guess is as good as mine, man.
It's amazing.
I don't know. They feeling themselves, Rams fans. They feeling themselves. They just won the championship, and they think, oh, good Lord, everybody should be bowing down to us. We the best team ever, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But
Howard, and you mentioned that they've been waiting for years for this moment. Some of them have children that have grown up waiting to have these moments. It's been that long.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm not mad at them. I feel bad for them. They finally got a chance.
and honestly, big dog, because I mean, you lived to see it all. So I'm pretty sure you've seen most, if not all, the championships.
Yeah, I was little, but I was there.
I've only lived long enough to see one of them, to remember one.
94. Yeah.
94. And that's why I was a Steve Young. That's why Steve Young's my favorite Niner, because he was that guy, and he was left-handed just like me. I was like, I love this guy.
Yep. This is why we can't get no respect now, because we was owning the league or owning the NFL at that point and a little before. So, you now people that have been crying about they can't do nothing with the 49ers. You don't even hear from the Cowboys, Steelers fans. Hell, I never hear from a Patriot fan. They're the ones who are actually on the same plateau with the 49ers. It's all these other little people. And y'all are little people. They come in here talking trash because you ain't never been there, ain't never done that. You don't know how to act. So that's why I was having a problem with you coming in here chest pounding. It's funny. It's comical.
Yeah, pretty much. we got history with the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying?
It's serious
But
history.
we can kind of debate that they can't talk they jazz to us anymore, because what have you done? They have not won how many 2 or 1 playoff game in the last 20 some odd years?
Yeah, the Cowboys. And then when we seen them last year, that was comical as Dak lost his mind in the fourth quarter. And what was he thinking? Dak, how long you been playing football? Since when you just walk up and snap the ball? You ain't even get away with that in Pop Warner.
Hey, it is what it is, man. You can't be mad at that. It helped us win.
You know, but hey, looking at our people now, though, you see any prospects that you're thinking about? And we already know Nick Bosa's in. I'm starting to lean toward Eric Armstead being written in next to Nick Bosa's name as that supporting cast. You know, what are you thinking?
I would hope so, because he's been around the longest, and and sometimes I feel like he does have something to prove, because there's a lot of talk amongst Niner fans, like Eric Armstead. He's kind of, saying, he doesn't really show up in the stat line half the time, and then there's times where he disappears in games. Now, some of it is because he was out of position,
and also double teamed. As was the case when Nick was out, because now he's the guy that is going to be double teamed like he was last year. That's why he got no production. Well, the year before last when Nick was out, should I say?
Yes, and he had to play outside, and that wasn't a good idea to begin with, because he's just organically an inside guy.
Yeah, rangy, long, good speed, strong.
I'm glad he's back inside, because he was terrible outside.
Yeah, he sealed the edge, not bad, but his best position, he's definitely better inside. I mean, he's going to be able to do more for you from the inside for sure.
He was solid. He was solid in the run game, but when it came to passing, when he was on the edge, he kept allowing every mobile quarterback to just
run past him,
just get past him.
But you know what's really funny, Howard? He seemed to have this thing about Russell Wilson. His best games were always against Russell Wilson. And what does Russell Wilson do? Russell Wilson will get on his horse in a minute. And Eric will be waiting on him. Him and DeForest Buckner seem to take Russell Wilson very seriously, or personal.
Right. Right. It's like, I want to get him, man. They got to have that Alden Smith mentality. He used to always get Russell all the time.
Man, I used to love that. And Russ running around there, and Alden Smith throw him down on the ground and look down at him with his legs spread out over him. That's before this taunting was not called. He just stared at him, stared down on him. And Russ was smart enough not don't get up right away. Wait a minute. Wait till he gets out the way.
Yep.
I'm going to throw you back down again. Alden Smith was like Draymond Green with the Warriors.
Right. Yes. I still remember that game, the NFC Championship game. Remember the Seattle's very first possession of the game. Russell ran outside, Alden Smith,
bam,
chasing him, and he stripped the ball right out of his hand. That was amazing, man.
Alden Smith's speed
army.
His speed was uncanny. He knew it too. He knew he was unstoppable, but he just could not leave the herbal essence alone. He couldn't leave the beverage alone. I'm driving down the road. I got automatic rifles laying on my car seat saying things. How you doing, officer? How am I doing, officer? Put your hands on the steering wheel, please. Aren't you Alden Smith? Yeah. What are you doing? Alden!
I don't know what I'm doing. You tell me.
If he only had good sense. Howard, this is the thing.
Yes.
Some of the most blessed athletes in the world are maniacs. They don't know what they're... My God. Oh, he could have been great.
Charles Haley was one of them as well. Unfortunately.
He had mental issues.
I love Charles Haley.
I think he still wants to hurt Jerry Rice. Charles, he's on your team. What is the matter with you? God. But Charles he was on medication, and at least he took his medication. I really wish maybe Alden needed medication. There's a lot of guys who need prescriptions. Yeah. It's just the way it is.
Right. Yeah, unfortunately, and he just never like, I guess you could say fully recovered. Because even when he had his chance with the Cowboys a year ago, he started off well and then just flamed out.
He doesn't really want to play. His drive is gone. When he had incentive coming out of school, he looked good and he loved playing, and he got bored. He's one of those guys. It was too easy for him, and then he got bored and he started enjoying the money. And that's when the kids come in like that. That's what usually happens. He enjoyed the money, enjoyed the life, but he forgot he had to work for it. If you want to keep it.
Yeah, I hear you on that. As far as the defensive line, man, we got possible Alden Smiths. Drake Jackson. I love Drake Jackson, man. Like, listen, he could be Alden Smith, maybe better. If he puts it all together, look out, man.
And I like Minahu. I do. That dude. I tell you what.
Yes.
Somebody's breakout year. He's got that Alden Smith body as well.
Minahu.
Yeah. That's
you guys gonna know about him, man. You gotta know all about him.
And this guy, Taruk, from Indy we just got, I hadn't paid a lot of attention to him, but that boy can play. Oh, I seen his film just the other day after we got to talking to him. Whoa, okay. Wow. And Ibicom. We're coming off that. I just learned how to pronounce it. I just learned how to pronounce it today. Fam, we're having too much fun. We got to go. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll just talk some football no matter what happens in the news. All right?
All right, brother. All right, big dog.
Yeah. Give me that woo-woo. Ah! Night, Howard.
All right, man. Take care.
You too. Oh, no. Production likes him. Let's welcome back the Los Angeles Ram fan who just needs his own stand-up comedy show. Goes by the name of Marketing Pro. Marketing Pro, come on in. He does make me laugh, though.
What it do?
Wait, hold on a second. Wait. Marketing Pro, hold on a second. Brock O'Neill says, Niner by nature. Never mind. Thank you, Brock, for that contribution, guys. Guys, don't be mean to Niner by nature. Marketing Pro, go ahead.
Well, Niner by nature needs prayers, obviously, because you heard what Kyle said today, right?
Regarding what?
Keeping Jimmy Garoppolo. He's not cutting him.
Did he say that again? Well, no, he said that a while back anyway. They don't want to cut him. They want to get something for him. Yeah, that's bothering a lot of folks.
No, he just mentioned it again. He said it again. If we don't get anything for him, he's under contract. I'd like to keep him.
Honestly, that's gonna cause so much riff. See, because Marketing Pro in LA, you guys don't have no arguments and never do about the quarterback. Did you ever complain about Jared Goff?
Oh my goodness! Don't remind us of the dark days. That goofball. I'm so glad he's in Detroit where he belongs. Thank God McVay sent him there. Don Burr, enjoy Goff much as possible. That goof. But now, here's the narrative. Is Trey Lance really ready?
Well,
because I say this only because I want Trey to be successful. I want Jimmy out of it because, Rams going to win anyway. But Kyle Shanahan, again, just mentioned if we don't get nothing for him, I expect him to be in practice.
Yeah, I've heard him say that.
What is that really saying? Let's dissect that, will we? Now, how ready is Trey? Does he need another year? That's what that means?
it's really hard to say. You give up 2 draft picks, first rounders at that. You better you better make sure that you gave him up for some good reason. Now he needs to be ready. But again, my problem with this whole situation, you're gonna keep $27 million on the bench. Is Trey starting? This is my only question mark. Now I don't know how Trey looks. He looks as good as a guy can look that's had the experience he's had, and maybe a little better because he's a gifted kid. But beyond that, I don't know what to expect. And I've got no real feeling on this. I think Jimmy being in there is going to be a problem because I want Trey to
how
focus.
Is Trey going to feel about that? This is going to create controversy because if Jimmy's on practice, he's going to be right on his tail. Jimmy's not going to be sitting around. He's going to put the kid on a test, and I don't think the Trey fan base really wants that.
No, they don't. I guarantee you they don't. See,
yeah.
And
so,
also,
in other
Jimmy's
words, that poster, maybe you might have to polish it because they were talking about a ceremony of taking that poster down.
What? Yeah. Yeah, it comes down when Jimmy exits. Because even though a lot of people don't appreciate Jimmy, like you said about Jared Goff in the dark days, it was pitch black. Every one of us had a flashlight everywhere we went. I said, you know what? I don't see no hope. They ran the ball on us in that last year before Shanahan came. They were passing the ball and running the ball on us the year before that. We just every team had fun with us except for y'all. We still somehow beat the Rams. I don't know how. But
you have a good point because 2017 when they put him in the game, the whole crowd went crazy.
Yeah.
And then he ran 4 in a row, Mm-hmm. But now Kyle's record without Jimmy, again, is pretty pathetic. 8-28. Now, I don't know how you guys want to compare him to one of the greatest modern-day coaches of all time, Sean McVay. I mean, it doesn't make sense. But
wait. Marky, I want you to amplify that a little bit. Now, John McVay, remember, Sean came in with a team that was already prefab, looking good in the middle of town, a high-rise district, looking good. He came into a situation, other than Jared Goff, I know how you feel about him, but he had a great team, walking into a great team. Kyle had to build his team from scratch.
Wait a minute. Now, we had that idiot Fisher as a coach who couldn't even find the challenge flag in his pocket. And Goof was a bench warmer. McVay showed up and reinvented him.
Who was your running back?
And making it work. That's how good Sean McVay is.
Yeah, but
he always even makes a scrub.
Who was your running back?
Look like a Pro Bowler.
One of the best running backs in the NFL?
I would say the Hall of Famer Todd Gurley. Now he was a hell of a running back, no problem. But
your defense was not bad. Aaron Donald was already out there.
Well, but now, how was Jared Goff before McVay got there? And how was
he only
Jared
had 1
Goff
year, right?
With McVay, he was a bench warmer though. He was dead in the water.
He was a rookie. He played a little taste. I remember him and Richard Sherman got into it.
And now
that year.
Now, if you watch Rams games, every play Sean McVay's telling them where to look, where to throw. He was literally a quarterback in Jared Goff's body. So that's how good the coach is. Now, Kyle, on the other hand, 3rd and 1 at the 50, NFC Championship game, stack box, you run motion, Trent Williams, and then you run it with juice the opposite way. Yeah. Now, I mean, come on. Now, that play, he took away Jimmy Garoppolo's moment. Who knows? Maybe Jimmy would have made a throw and got the first down. We never know. But thank God for Kyle.
Well, you know what? Just like you're saying, though, some coaches believe they know better what to do than and then you got people like Tom Brady. I don't know. Stafford is probably at this point, McVay should probably leave him mostly alone too. These guys that got 10 years in the league, you don't need to hold their hand anymore. But most coaches are going to, I'm sure Belichick has got somebody holding Cousins' hand. I'm not Cousins, but Jones' hand as well. You don't let these guys go from the first couple of years of the league because they've not seen what's coming at them yet. They need to see that a few times. So
in my perspective, Jimmy was holding Kyle's hand with his pathetic record until he got there.
Jimmy should have been allowed more.
McVay is a gunslinging. See now, even the Super Bowl when Stafford threw that pick, McVay told him, "Hey man, ice the game, go get it." That's the kind of coach you need to win Super Bowls.
Well, you need
what
kind of
Bill Walsh would have done.
You need a quarterback that's got a little polish too. Now, Tom Brady, nobody's going to tell. I mean, can you imagine you're a coach? All right, Tom. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Who is this? It's me, the coach. It's Bruce. What are you talking about? Listen, here's what I want you to do. All right. He pulls a plug out of his ear and he goes over and he does his thing. But every quarterback isn't going to do that. Because he hasn't got any right to. So they got to do what they're told.
Well, let me tell you. Now Matthew Stafford wouldn't be nice as Jimmy. If he got a 10-point lead going in the fourth quarter, he's going to tell the coach to get the hell out the way. You're like, hey, no, don't mess this thing up. I got this.
You got to develop status.
But now
for that though.
But now. It's looking like Trey Lance is going to sit another year. He needs one more year. That's what Kyle is saying indirectly.
I think.
Does that make any sense? Unless who's going to trade for Jimmy Garoppolo with after shoulder surgery at this point of the season?
And $26 million.
They got the quarterback.
And $27 million. I actually think they're going to finally give Jimmy a release. I think this is a ploy to try to see if anybody wants to get Jimmy before the bidding starts on him after he leaves, because he's going to get some attention. I'm not sure how much attention he might get because it's a little late, like you say. And I've already got my program instilled. You mentioned something that's very concerning as well. Teams have already established what they're going to do for this year at this point. You're not going to bring in Jimmy Garoppolo. Who's got the worst quarterback combo? Is it the Hawks?
Okay, first of all, the OT's already started. Now, you're going to bring in Jimmy Garoppolo if you're another team trading for him. He's really going to be a month behind with shoulder surgery. That doesn't make any sense.
And it's going to take a little time for him to get back in the swing of things and doing. I have no idea. I really don't know what Kyle's doing. I'm numb on this. I really don't understand what they're doing.
And that's why Niner Mike's been hiding in his cave, because he knows Jimmy coming back. And, and he knows the Rams, Jalen Ramsey, and Donald. Now, Aaron Donald would punt Trent Williams with a blindfold on. I don't know where that dumbass caller got
Come on, marketing pro. You know that ain't going to happen. I mean, what is Trent's about 3 times bigger than he is? And don't tell me Aaron's stronger than Trent. That is not happening.
Until the Hulk came out, right? Now I can see a fight. It'd be like Aaron Donald's Dr. Bannon, Trent Williams push him, then you see the yellow eyes come out like an angry ram, like an angry Hulk.
Bro,
and,
we got to go. I'm gonna see you later, and you're always welcome. You definitely bring comedy relief.
Niner by nature. You're gonna need Dr. Phil. All right, guys. Peace.
So the rule is, as long as you're somewhat respectful, it's okay. We take all calls. And the chat, as you know, has got people. I think some people enjoy going back with them, forth with them. Hey, Tony, would you get in here, man? After talking to Marketing Pro, I need some good sense in it. The man's crazy.
Just like all those silly LA fans, just a little bit of delusions of grandeur. They don't know what to think because, LA just got the Rams back and there's no real fans in LA. Hey. So all the real Rams fans live in St. Louis. So it's a sad state of affairs.
Absolutely. And like I've always said, we have to sympathize to some degree. You have to realize some of the Rams have been waiting for this moment for a very long time. They've not had the chance to get back at the 49ers for any reason. And a lot of them are probably, as I said, have children that have grown up and went through college. It's just, it's just not going to, I got to be sympathetic. But Tony, come on and give me some perspective on this defensive line.
Well, this defensive line is, I'm very excited to watch them play. There ain't no doubt about it. It's deeper than it was last year. They're going to come at you in waves. So obviously we're going to have Nick Bosa and Eric Armstead playing all 3 downs no matter what. Hopefully Javon Kinlaw can rehab that knee and can come back playing better than he's ever played in his entire life. If he can turn into a 3-down player, that would really be something. If he can become a run stuffer as well as a pass rusher, that'd really be something. And then on the other side of Bosa, if it's, the rookie, Jackson, that's going to be interesting. Kamogo Ray, as you were saying, he has first-round athletic ability. Who else? Kerry Hyder, the veteran Kerry Hyder, who plays so well for Chris Kosurik. Honestly, it is very possible that this defensive line we're going to be looking at is going to be a better all-around defensive line than what we had in 2019 with DeFord and DeForest Buckner in there. And the reason why is because they can sustain. They're going to be able to sustain in ways that 2019 defensive line couldn't. If you remember back in 2019, and the same thing we've actually seen a lot, when D Ford got hurt, that defensive line didn't play the same way because you need that person on the other end of Nick Bosa. Mm-hmm. But now you look at the balance on the line. Bosa will be in there, and if it's not Jackson, it's going to be Ebukam. If it's not Ebukam, it is going to be Jordan Willis. If it's not Jordan Willis, it's going to be Kamoko Toure and Kerry Hyder. Mm-hmm. And if you think about it,
now, Tony, before you go to the next point, though, how many guys are you going to be able to keep here? This is my biggest concern. How many do we normally keep?
I don't know, but they have guys at the back of the roster like Alex Barrett. Honestly, Maurice Hurst could become a camp casualty. They have a lot of depth. It's actually a really good place to be. I think at the end of the day, we're going to see. What is that? Bosa, Armstead, Kinlaw, obviously, Jackson. Let's see here. Ebukam, Toure, Ridgeway is going to make this team.
That's the guy I forgot. I like him.
I think Givens makes the roster, and who am I for? You keep 9 usually, right? So there's still room for one more in there. And they're just gonna cycle on through. I'm serious about this defense. This defense with D'Amico calling the plays might be also better than that 2019 defense, especially if Jason Verrett can rehab that knee as well. So there's a lot of interesting things to look out for, and people are underrating the Niners defensive line right now. I get it because there aren't big names on that defensive line. It's not like Von Miller is there. We have Nick Bosa, right? But there's nobody who carries that kind of like the sports gravitas as it were. So this defensive line though is deep, and they're going to be special. They're going to be really special.
And Tony, I love the point you just brought up about the no name. This could be the no name defense too of the Miami Dolphins when they went undefeated that year with Nick Bonacani and a bunch of other guys. I see. Wow, Tony just brought. These guys don't have a lot of big names. We've got
every
2 names.
Every position on this defense is 2 or 3 deep. Defensive line, linebacker, and now the defensive backs. They went and they really increased the depth in that cornerback room. And they have improved the special teams too. Ronbo, this team is going to really take the league by storm this year, provided we are healthy. That's all there is to it.
Tony, even if you're not healthy, you've got such depth, like you're saying. If you go down now on that defensive line, you need to feel very frightened because how am I going to get my job back? I worked hard to get that spot. Now look at him. He's looking great every week. Hey, we're a team here. What's the matter with you? Well, coach, if I got another chance to get back out there or what? There's going to be problems out there if you lose your spot to an ankle or something crazy, a calf. Oh.
Yeah. From a fan's perspective, these are good problems. These are good problems to have because that defensive line is just going to push each other. And I can't wait to watch that Rams defensive line get crushed this year by the 49ers on defensive line. I just cannot wait. Cannot wait to watch that happen, Like Matt Stafford's back is going to be an ouchie situation this year. Yeah. It's going to be really, really funny.
They better have a backup. Matt Stafford is going down. Because without Whitworth, and Whitworth saved him so many games, you got a stalwart like Whitworth down there. Of course, that's going to make a lot of difference. And Matt knew where it was buttered. His toast was buttered. And now they've got some other guys, and they lost a couple of guys off that offensive line. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was going to make a difference last year, though, Tony, but it didn't really. Stafford did go down a few times. But the thing is, now, if you haven't got a stout offensive line, the 49ers is going to eat.
Yep. And Matt Stafford is definitely the weakest point given that offensive line. But the Rams' problem is that they're a top-heavy roster. They have been for the last 3 years. It worked out for them last year.
Yes.
It didn't work out so well for them the previous season. If any one of those 3 heads goes down, that the balance of that team is going to be thrown off. If Stafford goes down for any extended period of time, if Aaron Donald, who plays on the defensive line, goes down for any extended period of time, if Jalen Ramsey goes down, who has knee issues, for any extended period of time, that team cohesion is gone because all of a sudden their offense and defense is completely off balance and they won't be able to get it done. So
no backups.
No backups. Rams are a boomer bust team. They are a boomer bust. Super Bowl. Champion team. And it's the fact of the matter is they built their roster in a way that is kind of unwise for the future. So
and they got lucky.
And they got lucky. And if Trent Williams was at 100% in that NFC title game, we know the Niners would be the ones with the Super Bowl trophy anyway. Mm-hmm. So,
and when I say lucky, it extends beyond that because, like you mentioned there, they're top heavy. If any of their top guys go down for any length of time, they don't make that playoff.
No. Because they are not a deep team, and they aren't. Kyle Shanahan built a team that is versatile. Their players can play multiple positions. They can, whether it's the defense or it's the offense. The way the Niners are constructed, the Niners are a roster that is constructed to absorb the rigors of an NFL season. The Rams, not really.
Not so much. Yeah. Uh-huh. So it's Aaron Donald. I think Aaron Donald and DeForest Buckner, they must have the same diet because you just don't hurt those two guys. That amazes me.
I don't know. I question Aaron Donald's heart. I feel like he's just like playing with Kroenke's wallet right now. He's you know what I mean? And
why do you have to expand your salary every year, right? I don't get that either. Are you really struggling, Aaron? God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, and to play Hammett like that. Oh, I'm going to retire. Oh, I'm going to retire.
I know.
No, you weren't.
Stop
but Kroenke just go for it. Kroenke should have just been like, you know what? Yeah, whatever. Aaron Donald's a great NFL player. He's a Hall of Famer, but
you're right. Aaron's got him right where he wants him. He's got him right where he wants him. He's the fan favorite. If I cry enough, I could go play. I've gotten offers from Fox Network, and come on, Aaron, what are you doing? And then you got both Aarons, Rodgers and Donald. They're both unbelievable. Prima donna. If you see the word, there's two pictures right there. Aaron and Aaron.
Both of them, both Aarons are inherently unlikable, like in their public appearances, and they are excellent football players. There's no taking that away from them. But there's just something that's I don't know,
annoying.
There's just something inherently dislikable, especially about Aaron Donald. It's kind of he has that mean look on his face. I wouldn't want my kids to look up to Aaron Donald just because of the way he carries himself. He works hard, but I just don't know what kind of parents would want their kids to grow up to be like Aaron Donald. Well, the money side. That's okay.
But you want to get and that attitude he could bring on all of a sudden, like holier than thou. How about Deebo Samuel? Who? Come on, Aaron. What is that?
I tell you.
You're going to disrespect Deebo. Piss Deebo off, too.
Deebo Samuel, man. That guy does so much. And he's going to resign and we're going to pay him. Jed York is going to open up that wallet, and he is going to pay Deebo Samuel, and it is going to be awesome to see him catching passes downfield this year. I cannot wait for this season.
Soon,
everyone's writing this off.
And I suspect within the next 3 weeks. Hey, Tony, try to call it. We're heading for July. I don't think they're going to make him wait all the way to August because that would just be wrong, like they did to George Kittle. But I suspect within the next three weeks, I think Deebo will be paid.
Okay, so here's the thing with Deebo. When the timing, the contract's going to happen. The extension will happen, okay? The issue is going to be when, as you were saying, and that depends a lot on Jimmy. If Jimmy goes into training camp, the deal won't get done until training camp. Okay, if Jimmy is dealt before training camp or is no longer on the team before training camp, I think Deebo Samuel gets that deal almost immediately after that because that does two things. First of all, they have extra space if Jimmy's contract isn't on the books anymore. Number one, and the best way to end a Jimmy Garoppolo news cycle is to announce Deebo Samuel extends the day after. So it's
they could coincide. It could be
exactly.
Well, Tony, always fun. There's about 20 of us that I really always hate to say I got to say bye to. Marketing Pro, you're not one of those people. Marketing Pro is hilarious at times. It's the way he talks and the things he says, and you can tell he meant it. That's what what?
It takes a very interesting person to go into a Niners fan chat and talk smack. God bless him. He's a good villain.
Yeah, villain. That's a good villain. Tony, I'll be back tomorrow if you got time. It's always great because I know you're busy, and when we get you in there, it's always good. All right.
Mahalo,
we'll talk to you later. Aloha, Tony. Marketing Pro. Unlike Tony of Atlanta, who usually comes in just to talk football, he's not out here trying to rock the boat and making these huge waves. Tony, get in. Let's talk some ball.
Good evening. How are you, sir?
Tony, doing great. You know, because as I always say, this is that time of year where it's easy to feel good because you're not looking at the stats or upcoming schedule or your standings or injuries or anything like that. It's just fun stuff now. And looking back on history and making comparisons today, I really got a rush out of looking back at some of the greatest defenses of all time and thinking, everybody's team, where's your team going to fit in with some of the greatest defenses of all time that have been talked about over 3 or 4 decades, It's exciting stuff, football.
Well, to me, the greatest defenses of all time is the 70 Steelers, mainly the 78 Steelers. Well, actually, the 75 Steelers, because, was it 76? Well, the year that they didn't go to the Super Bowl, they lost the AFC Championship Ronbo.
To who, the Raiders?
They lost the Steelers.
I was thinking, because the Steelers lost once or twice to the Raiders. And you mentioned Ted. What was the Stork's name?
Hendricks. Ted the Stork.
Yeah. God, they had a team. I got to give it to the Raiders that year.
That Steelers team, they had all those injuries. They had to win 5 or 6 out of 9, out of 8 to get to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
With a quarterback named Mike Kruchek. I don't even know if anybody remembers him.
Yeah, right, because Bradshaw was gone.
Yeah, he was hurt. And you know
he's
what?
hurt.
Those 8 games, the Steelers had 5 shutouts in the season. 5 shutouts. That defense won most of those games. 5 shutouts. 8 games to get just the playoffs.
I don't even think, Tony, I don't even think Jack Lambert wore pads. Dude, Lambert was long and he looked like he was light. Man, but you come running around that corner, the dude's got his front teeth missing. He ain't wearing no mouthpiece. I said, Jack Lambert is a frightening human being. God. And then Mean Joe Green. Hi.
Yep. I'm going to go back further than that. When I was a little bitty boy, my grandfather used to tell me about them. The 69 Kansas City Chiefs, that Chiefs defense, Ronbo, had a lot of players from black colleges. Buck Buchanan, Hall of Fame, the defensive tackle.
You can still read about those guys. Yes.
Yeah, Willie Lanier. You know what they used to call Willie Lanier? Because they say he was built like the soda machines, the Coke machines that you get the Coke out of.
Yeah, yes.
They called him Contacts. Willie Lanier, the middle linebacker.
Hey, see, that's why that's what I was mentioning earlier, that's why when people talk about how great the quarterbacks are of this millennials, I say, y'all don't understand. They designed legislation to make sure that you guys were able to watch those quarterbacks. They were going down like from week 1 to week 5. If a starting quarterback was still on your team, you did real well. They killed them like crazy.
That's why I think Fran Tarkenton is so underrated. He was a pioneer, Ronbo. The real, truly first scrambler. And he broke all of Johnny United's records. The passing records were all Fran Tarkenton's until Dan Marino broke them. Fran Tarkenton.
And you talk about a scrambler. Tarkenton ran around for 10, 15 minutes. But by the time he quit running around, the only reason why I got that pass off is the defense just got tired and quit.
Yep. Deacon Jones said he hated playing against Fran Tarkenton. Everybody said they wanted to kill him, but they couldn't catch him.
Deacon Jones, boy, that's another scary individual. So, it's man, the football players today, the character that you saw back in those players, you see in a few players now, not as many, though. Even the Dallas Cowboys, that doomsday defense was pretty funny. Jethro Pugh. Jethro Pugh must have been, 6'5", 6'6"? Remember, they didn't have any rules against hurdling the offensive line. You'd see Pugh go airborne. Is 6'5", 6'6". He'd be flying through the air like some kind of an eagle, and come down on the other side and kill any man over there not wearing his uniform.
Jethro Pugh played right next to Mr. Cowboy, Bob Lilly.
I know.
Yeah.
God, man.
You got Harvey Martin, Paul Jones, and this was all before Randy White.
God, and you had to respect that.
Yeah, man. They'll make you respect it.
My God. Yeah, that's.
Stephen Jones used to intimidate offensive linemen. He used to complain. I saw him wire for sound once. He said, "Ralph, he holding me. You better tell him to stop holding me or I'm going to make him stop." You can't do that today.
You know, that and Merlin Olsen. Dudes were, man. God, they were
Alan
rough.
Page.
Oh,
Alan Page, first defensive player,
Vikings.
league most valuable player. Alan Page.
And those guys were, and that Viking defensive line, they weren't big, but they were just quick and vicious, strong.
Yep. Alan Page was very smart. He used to. Alan Page blocked a lot of field goals. A lot of people don't know he blocked a lot of field goals. He used to jump that snap out and get to the quarterback. He was so smart.
Isn't Page? Wasn't he a law student? Which one? One of the Vikings was. Yeah.
Yep, it was him. He ended up a judge. I think he went to law school while he was playing. Ended up being a judge. He retired as a judge. He retired about 8 or 9 years ago. He's retired judge, Pro Football Hall of Famer. He's done it all. He said he even worked. He helped them build the Hall of Fame when it was built in 1962. He worked as a teenager. He worked construction in the summer.
Can you imagine? And became a Hall of Famer himself.
And became one himself, yeah. But nowadays, guys, they have 1 or 2 great years. They're great. They're all time.
Yeah, I know. See, that's why LT is another legend. And people keep trying to say, the only football player we've seen in the last 20 years to compare with Aaron Donald is Lawrence Taylor. I said, wait, come on, man. Y'all go too far with these comparisons, man. Aaron Donald's a good football player, but I don't know if you're going to put him in LT's bracket yet. You know, no. LT was just, my
Lawrence Taylor was the second player to win the Most Valuable Player award that was defense after Alan Page did it.
Unstoppable. And he didn't worry about left side or right side. LT was coming in any place he pleased.
And then they're gonna say J.J. Watt. They compare J.J. Watt to Reggie White and Bruce Smith. Are you kidding me? How did that work out?
I know, man.
Reggie, 3 or 4 good years. What has he done since?
And Tony, I don't know if you saw it or not, but Reggie Miller took his thumb and index finger and brought a grown man. He was on the ground too. He brought a grown-ass man, a quarterback, to the ground, reaching through a heap of people on top of him, and pulled him down to the turf. What kind of strength is that in a human being? And it wasn't a gentle pull down. He jerked him to the dirt. Everybody who saw that, Jesus.
Absolutely.
Whoa.
So is mandatory minicamp? Has you guys have started yet? Ours started today.
You know what? No. In fact, I'm not sure when we come back. I was asking somebody about that earlier. If anybody chat know when the 49ers have to come back to work, let me know. Because we didn't start today. But we'll see tomorrow.
Started today. Everybody was there. Cordell Patterson got an excuse, but Grady Jarrett's very high on the team.
All right.
I was very encouraged. This is the first day. I just don't want nobody to get hurt. Everybody put the work in, and nobody gets hurt.
Nobody wants to see that because it's just really scary. Tony, we gotta go. I'm gonna look for you tomorrow. Let's talk some more football. All right.
And remember what I said. Matthew Stafford will throw. Write this number down. 3-2. If he stays healthy all year, Matthew Stafford will lead the league in interceptions with 32. Remember, I said it here first.
I love it. Have a great night, Tony.
All right,
32. Remember. Hey, let's.
32.
All right, Tony. Have a great night, fam. Let's go to that other Tony. You guys always see the Tony. We got the Tony group. Tony.
Ronbo.
Tony. Well, Tony, we're sitting up here talking about legendary players in contrast with what we're expecting from our defensive line this year. We're hoping for great things. If anything, it's like Tony from Hawaii pointed out, the depth we got, there's no let up in the pressure the 49ers are going to be able to provide, mostly all season long. So the 49ers have intelligently addressed what could be an issue and what has been an issue in the past. The 49ers are saying we're not taking any chances this year. Everybody that's on this team can start. And those who don't start know that their time could be coming. It's hard to assemble a team like that, Tony. If I'm a good ball player, I don't want to play here if I can't play. And they get them all to buy into the program. This is an amazing thing about the 49ers. But, Tony, what are you saying? We're ranked number 6 right now behind the Rams with their 2 guys on the defensive line. I just don't get it.
Behind the Rams?
Yeah. The Rams, we're 5 places behind them. The Rams are number 1. Tampa Bay and Washington, Green Bay are all ahead of us.
Bit overzealous there by the Rams, isn't it, Ronbo?
I think so. I fully agree.
We'll find out. First game we play them, they might have to change those rankings around after that.
They won't believe it. Oh, God.
You know, I was thinking, you know what gets up my goat, Ronbo, I hate is that, 2015, 16, nobody even wanted to come to the 49. No player wanted to sign up to the 49ers. And now,
absolutely not.
with Salah over at the Jets and what's the other dude? Is it McDaniel?
McDaniel in Miami.
McDaniel in Miami. They've just had Jets had first-round picks. These guys had first-round picks, and now the thing that I hate the most is stealing players off other teams
and coaches.
They're going to say, everyone seems to be focused now on who the 49ers are going to let go. It's like another first or second round pick, isn't it?
No.
But used against us.
Yeah.
It's like another.
Yeah, you're talking about that
Kendrick
prediction.
Bourne going to the Patriots. Stealing off the practice squad. He got stolen. Mother.
Are you referring to Adam Rank's predictions about the revenge of Mike McDaniel in Miami? We're going to lose that game, according to Adam Rank. I said, Adam, you never learn, do you? Where do you get these ideas? And by the way, Tony, Mike McDaniel is probably grateful to Kyle Shanahan. There's no revenge on his mind. He's been rolling with Kyle all these years. One of the reasons why he's head coach right now is because of the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan and his success. So,
Look, he's going to want to beat him. That's for sure.
Well, yeah.
Everybody wants to win.
Yeah.
But as you said, I don't think there's any animosity there.
Yeah, of course not.
But those two boys it's gonna take them a few years to build up a team.
Yeah.
Anyway, if people think that they're just gonna come firing out of the hole and start blaze of glory, that's bullshit. You've got to build a team. You got to put your X's and O's in place and
get
the right
ready.
people here and the right
it's
people
the
there.
program. You're right about that. But Miami did assemble some talent, I must say. Jesus Christ. It's like the Rams. They got an all-star assembly surrounding a bunch of kind of talented draft because they've had some high draft picks. But I don't know. I'm not sure what to think about them, Tony. Are we going to beat the Dolphins? I'm not agreeing with Adam Rank, but,
Pick the cheats there waiting, I wonder what. Just let's wait and see how many players don't make the 49ers roster that we can use against them.
He leaves voids on his roster just for 49ers. I got some parking places. Leave these 4 lockers here. Those are going to be for guys I can pick up from the 49ers. Pete, you shameless MF. No, you're not. God.
Oh, yes, he is. Oh, yes, he is. And that's the part I hate. We've got so much. We're going to get rid of some good players.
Yep.
And people that have had 3 first-round picks or 4, just like the guy the other day was talking about being compensated for. I can't think of what the conversation was. It was about.
What position? What are they talking? You say a player from the 49ers?
Caller called in the other day, and said teams should be compensated for keeping their players.
Yes. That was
remember that?
break. Yeah. Break they just call it by the name of break. That's so right. Oh, that's so accurate.
So all I'm saying is that if you've had a couple of first round picks in your top tier club, you can't go poaching off bloody other teams. That's it. You've had your bloody chance.
And if you want to renew their contract, it shouldn't be such a devastating hit against the cap. It should be whatever it was at a certain point, or a cutoff line at 20 mil. And if I'm signing this guy for 50, and he's been my ball player, we brought him up. I raised him up, and I got to let him go now because I can't afford to pay him. I don't know if that does the NFL any good or not. If they want parity,
I mean, you can't even stash your own players now. Say you want to add depth to a certain position, and you say to the guys, look, as you can see, we're stacked at that position, but I'm going to stash you on the practice squad or whatever because I do need you, right? And I want you to stay here. And the next thing you know, you get bloody taken off the practice spot by some other team.
Well, you know what? They did give you the option of protecting players. Some players can be on that practice squad, and they're protected. I'm not sure exactly what that entails, but your protected players they can't be poached. But you only protect so many. I think you could up to 2 or 3. I'm not. Somebody could actually correct me in the chat if you know that there's a couple of you guys you can protect on a weekly basis. But that's neither here nor there. I need to protect them all.
That has to change. And the bloody, what do you call it? The pass interference rule this year, that's got to change. I mean, if the two guys are facing, we have the same rule, Ronbo, in rugby league, except it's called a professional foul. All right? Okay. So if the two blokes are facing towards where the ball is coming from, all right, and they both jump up to contest the ball, that's fine. But if there's one guy facing towards where the ball is coming from and the other bloke's got his back turned towards him, it's painfully obvious that he's not interested in contesting the ball. Yeah. He's more interested in taking the player out.
I agree.
That way, it's fair. You know what I mean? But the way they have it, mate,
and every year
the rules fair.
They revamp that every year, and it gets worse. That year that the Rams got into the Super Bowl, that was a fluke. That was pass interference. I mean, he knocked the guy completely out of the shot before the ball got there. How's that not pass interference? And then the following year, legislation was moved to make sure that those kind of things are not going to happen again, and you can actually stop the game and call it for review. So, Tony, it's always going to be like this. Rugby leagues, NFL, any place where there's contact, there's always going to be that thin line between what is really the case, So, we'll see what happens.
There shouldn't be a thin line, Ronbo. If the ball's coming towards you, and I'm standing next to you, and me and you, it's like contesting. It's like going up for a rebound off the backboard. Right?
That's clear.
Two guys are standing there looking at the ball coming off the backboard, and they go up to contest to see who's going to get the ball. Mm-hmm. But now, if me and you are going up for the ball off the backboard, if Steph Curry comes in and cracks you in the ribs, well, that's not right, is it?
Right, that's a foul on Curry, but not the two guys who went up for the ball. Exactly.
But if the two players are going up for the ball, it doesn't matter hand fighting, this, that, they're contesting the ball. How else do you expect them to get the ball if they don't? For Christ's sake, you're allowed to shoulder charge someone off the ball in soccer.
I've been crying about that for years, and I've gotten no satisfaction. Tony, we got to go though. I'm gonna look for you tomorrow because I'm definitely gonna find something to talk about. I'll be right back tomorrow. All right.
But still worried about the quarterback room.
Yeah, it's getting weird, isn't it? We're gonna find out. We only got a few weeks to find out too. All right. All right, Tony. Always a pleasure.
All right, brother.
Talk to you later.
Shout out to everybody and see you in the next chapter.
Looking forward to it.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. Cheers. Tony. And let's go check out Bethel.
Hey,
Who
what's up,
it is?
Ronbo?
It is not true. And Bethel's a rumor that you put ketchup on your cereal, and that's not true, is it?
No, you'll never put ketchup on your cereal.
Because see, these are the stories that are going around the NFL. You know, some of them are really crazy. Like a marketing process, Kyle went out and made it clear that he wasn't getting rid of Jimmy. And then you got even Chardall going around telling people Grant Cohn has specifically stated to people that will not be invited to his show due to the fact that their position on Javon Kinlaw.
Don't worry, Rumble. You're too good to go on this show, so don't worry about it.
But I don't want anybody to get a misunderstanding. Grant and I talk all the time still. When he puts a post up, I like to mess with him. I don't really. But why would I take a position like that and get on Javon's side? I'm not sure Javon was.
Actually something funny that I seen a long time ago, and there was they're talking about the party that the Rams had in LA, and the reason there were people there is because somebody told people, hey, if you're having a party like that, you know, if you don't see those all the time, so just go even though you're not a fan. So that's why there were so much people there. Yeah. So there were not fans there. There were people that just want to see it. That's it.
You know, there's so many stories about that parade. And the Hollywood Actors Guild send over a bunch of people with brand new Rams jerseys, and Rams fans are trying to still convince that was as real as it gets. Come on, guys, you just got back from St. Louis how many years ago? And I think people still love the Raiders and the 49ers. If you took, Bethel, if you went around the entire greater Los Angeles area and asked people door to door, so you watch the NFL, who's your favorite team? Raiders? Yeah. You do know that the Los Angeles Rams have come back to L.A.? Really? People be surprised, right?
We didn't know that.
And then other people say the 49ers, and maybe once in a while, the Rams. Yeah. Now I just moved back in from St. Louis, so. Oh, okay. This is the thing, you know? So that's why that huge crowd that you see on those clips, I do wonder about that. Or do they generate it with a computer? As you know, you can make one guy 1,000.
Yeah, you can. So it's not that hard.
By the way, let's talk about the 49ers defensive line.
49er, like Rudy putting a fake 49er fan in the store of the Rams.
I know, that was special.
You know,
Rudy, I gave you credit for that. That was funny. I mean, he's got the red on, and he's just the hangers, the Rams jerseys are hanging up above him. He's wading through the ones on the lower rack. And well, that was Rudy. I thought I couldn't fight it. I had to laugh. That was funny.
Yeah.
You gotta give the Rams credit. They got a sense of humor. They're annoying, but they're funny. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Hey, Bethel, give me some of your opinion on the 49ers pass rush. I'm thinking, and even Tony's brought up this team. A lot of us believe this team could be even better than the 2019 team, and everybody knows the 2019 team was knocked dead good, even with the injuries.
Yeah, it's because this is the new, or not. This is the second year as a head coach for the defense.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He was a rook last year as a coach. Yeah. That's right.
Oh, and then plus, he put this team as a 5 defense, and not a lot of coaches could do that. So, you know, you have to give a lot of credit for him to do what he did with the amount of players that he has.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, Mi Yang, she did that because the more depth you have on the team, the better your defense is going to be, because you're going to have more people to back you up.
Right.
So
and when somebody goes down this year, there's a guy coming in to back him up, like you said. That's going to bring almost the same heat. Everybody except for Nick, but everybody else, that's a close group.
Yeah, so it's not hard to see that we're going to have a good defense, and then plus the way Nick Bosa plays, everybody's going to be following him. And if anybody plays the way, then a lot of people are motivated. So when they're motivated, they do a lot. So,
yeah, you reach harder. Yeah, it helps.
Yeah, so all our front line on the defense are motivated to do something. And I believe, we're going to be one of the big top defense that around. So, and then plus another thing is that everybody's going to be wanting to, get a piece of the Rams. Why?
Because they want the Super Bowl.
Team.
Yeah, that's the way it works.
Yeah, they want a Super Bowl. Unless they're not afraid of them, then they're not going to be saying nothing.
Everybody's going to bring their A game when they play the Rams. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Look at us when we made it to the Super Bowl. We were the number one target on our site, and I don't hear anybody say that the Rams are our number one target because nobody's afraid of them. Because we did all the hard work. We took everybody's ass out of the running, and we were hurt. Even Trent said that he should have not even been out there. He should have just been out of the game.
Mm-hmm. So
when you have a
go ahead.
So imagine if we only lost by 3 points with an injured Trent and an injured Garoppolo. Imagine if we would have had somebody healthy on that line, we would have probably won the game.
I guarantee you, if both those guys are healthy, the Rams know they cannot beat the 49ers under normal circumstances. See, that's fine. That's why they're in here talking.
Yeah.
They don't understand. That's why I say shamelessly in here talking, knowing they escaped by 3 points to a team that was hurt. That's the only reason he got away. And that's what it's all going to be. We know it. It will never be mentioned later, but it's cool.
Yeah, because if you've seen, because I know they were not beat Green Bay. I don't know if they probably would have beat the Cowboys, but Green Bay actually on their defense, they had 3 defense guys come back healthy, and that's the reason their defense was that good because they had 3 healthy guys that had a big old break. And they just had to play in the playoffs, and that's it. They didn't have to go through the stuff that our defense went through.
It's so much fun breaking down the Rams win, and we didn't make up anything. Bethel, we gotta go though.
It's on record. It's true.
Let me see you tomorrow, okay?
All right, Ronbo.
All right, fam.
Punch the like, and let's go now.
Have a good night, Bethel.
You too.
Oh, God, yeah. See, that's Rams. You guys keep coming over here, and we're going to tell you the truth. You guys are running Comedy Central in here, but this is not Comedy Central. This is San Francisco. Those clubs are in L.A. So when you bring that comedy work here, we're going to work you on it. Hey, legit, come on in. Tommy Knox, the Lambs MVP tart. Legit. Yeah, we're looking now at that defensive line and feeling good about it. And PFF ranks at top tier, number 6. I'm telling you, legit, that defense, I got a feeling with all that depth, there's never going to be a day off for any team we play. Legit, man. What are you expecting? Because I'm thinking we're going to have to come up with a name for that defense this year. I'll bet this is the year, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think what needs to happen is, I look at when you see a team, it's led by the head coach and the organization. So great men have to lead people. So Shanahan, I know he's really smart at developing plays, but he needs to develop another level where he connects with them, where he riles them up and gets them all pumped up so he could get the most out of them. So if we want to be one of those, legendary defensive line, Shanahan has to kind of figure out like the next level where he actually, they breathe and live 49er colors. You got to get that. It's like the psychological part of the game. I don't think a lot of teams do that no more.
I just want to ask you a question on that, though. You look at McVay, who's a head coach of the cheerleader. You look at Pete Carroll. His enthusiasm is just brimming all the time. I wonder, because Kyle's pretty stoic. He's down there, and he does get pissed off every now and then. He throws a clipboard and does a lot of things like that. He expects a lot from his guys. What do you think the approach is? Because they seem to like Kyle, but I do remember Nick saying one time, we're pretty used to Kyle, and John came down and kind of moved us. I remember Nick said that.
Well, yeah, Ronbo, I like Kyle. I'm not putting him down.
Yeah.
But he has to bring out. You know how a team has to grow together. Mm-hmm. He's been the coach for the Niners for a while, so he can't stop growing either. So I love your question.
Good point.
What he has to do is he doesn't have to be like a cheerleader running out in the end zone and stuff like that.
Should have been flagged.
Like that crazy dude with the Rams.
That's McVay. I don't know how he didn't get flagged.
What he needs to do is he needs to have like those motivational speeches. I listened to some of his locker room speeches, and he sounds nervous, like he's around too many like athletes, and he looks kind of thin, and he looks kind of intimidating. He needs to just let that go, and he needs to use his position to say, let's get ready for, he's missing something. I don't know what it is. But if he's able to do that and he gets the defense riled up, Nick and all of them, all the players that we got on the defense line, they'll rally around him, but he has to kind of, and he doesn't have to, Bill Walsh was a very quiet guy. He kind of reminds me of him. And Bill Walsh would go out and very calm demeanor and everything. But
legit.
He was a killer, though. When he needed to attack, he would attack mentally.
He was like
that's
exactly
why I say
right.
It's psychological.
Absolutely. I want to chime in on that as well, because Walsh was like such a brilliant mind. He was like Professor X of the X-Men. He didn't have to make any noise. The guy could just his mind, like you're saying, he would demonstrate to the players that he was exactly their leader, and you can follow me to success. Pardon me.
Yeah, and there's some coaches that, they'll do the rah-rah yelling and, hit you in the chest and get you pumped up. But then there's some they'll give you like the professor look. They'll give you like a calm way, and they'll send the same message, and players kind of like that once in a while, where you don't have to get in their face or anything, but you just ask them to do something beyond. Because I was thinking about the culture in professional sports, especially in football. A lot of players want to get these big paychecks, and they deserve it because there's a lot of money out there. But what some of these players don't really realize is that if they become famous as a team, and if they become Hall of Famers or legendary players, not only will they have a fat contract, but they're going to make money for the rest of their life.
Oh, endorsements and everything else goes on and on.
Exactly. So they shouldn't look at it like, oh, I'm not getting paid. I'm not going to try hard enough. Even the third stringers should look at it. I'm in the NFL. Let me see what I can do. And you never know. I might make the first string, and all of a sudden I become a legendary player. And now later on, you have endorsements through shoes and all kinds of other stuff. And they should look at the big picture, not just like, oh, I'm going to try, but I'm not going to try. So I think that's where leadership kicks in. And also Lynch is a former player. I think he has something that he could add to it, where he could. He was a safety. He was, he knows how to put people up.
We're talking Hall of Fame.
I think, it all starts from the psychological perspective of how your players think. Because there's some players that are just spaced out. They're out there. They're just doing it for their self-interest. They're not doing it for the team. So we got to drill into the nuggets.
But you know what? Legit, I'm pretty sure the 49ers are still mesmerized by Kyle Shanahan's whole approach to the game. They're not going to. Most guys have had a lot of coaches. And all those players probably have never had a coach like Kyle Shanahan. You still got players around the league that would love to play for Kyle Shanahan because he is that kind of a guy. And he's going to put his team in position to win most of the time. As long as he's got all the tools he needs out there, Kyle Shanahan's going to beat you. So they look at him, I'm sure, in that light. So, we're going to find out more, though, about, like you say, though, there has to be a next level. Because you look at guys like Belichick.
Exactly.
And you mentioned Walsh. They had to go through years to put themselves on that pedestal in the eyes of most players.
Yeah, I think Shanahan just needs to just kick over one little level because he has everything, but he needs to show just a little bit of emotion where he could become part of. Like he is one of the guys, but he needs to make it more obvious to get the most out of everybody so they can rally around him. And if he does that, man, the Niners could be legendary and the defensive line could go crazy.
It does look good though. It's interesting to see when you see a tier league. Like you look at Chuck Noll, Bud Grant, like you mentioned Walsh, Belichick. These guys are like, Lombardi. These guys are gods in the football hall, right? They never look like they even like their players. It's very funny though how those kind of guys stick in your mind forever. We're going to see though, because Shanahan, I think he kind of shapes himself on that angle. We'll see what he does later though.
He could do it. I know he could do it, but he needs to trust himself a little bit more in those crucial moments.
Yeah.
So he could say, let's just rock and roll, and the team's behind me. What the heck? If we're gonna lose, we're gonna lose together. If we're gonna win, we're gonna win together.
There you go.
Don't fucking panic. Excuse my language. Don't panic.
We got to go, Legit. Great conversation. I love it. I'll be back tomorrow. All right, looking for you.
Yeah, no problem. No problem, Ronbo. And the last thing I want to say is that the Niners are in a whole different level than the Rams. They're a different category. So the Rams, forget it, man. It's like you guys still got like another 20, 30 years to catch up to us. So Rams, congratulations, you guys win because we're classy. But you guys are not on our level. Just make that clear to them, okay?
They don't understand. This is their opportunity. That's why I said you guys we have to understand and excuse them. They've never had this chance. So,
Yeah, we'll give them their little shiny moment. Yeah. But then all of a sudden we're going to smack them in the mouth and they'll back to reality.
They've only got 2 or 3 more months.
There you go. So enjoy. Let them enjoy it because we're gonna run out right all over them, and we're gonna mess them up, man.
Poor babies.
All right,
Legit.
All right, Ronbo.
See you tomorrow.
And have a good night, man. I'll check you out tomorrow, man.
Thanks, Legit. Night.
All right.
And let's go check out Bill deep down in the heart of Texas. Bill.
That was quick. That was quick as quick. Ma.
You just called in?
I'll put it like this. Yeah, I called. Quickest I've ever called in, and I had to wait like about 3 minutes. Okay, that's good.
Well,
Just
Bill.
sitting here enjoying some nice, delicious lamb chops. Mother.
I had no idea where you were going with that.
Woo! Don't get to mama. Don't let your kids grow up to be cowboys. Thinking about tomorrow's dinner, the sea chicken.
Yeah.
Woo, it's good down here in Texas.
They got any cardinal meat flying around there? Can you find that in a local supermarket?
Well, I don't think you can find any cardinal meat. I haven't looked.
You'd have to have 12 cardinals to make a sandwich. Never mind.
I don't know. Would quail be okay?
That's better. Oh, God. Oh, man.
Really? What, Cardinals? Have they even won a Super Bowl? I don't think so.
No, I don't think. No, Cardinals haven't been. You know what? You mentioned. Listen. I just realized something. I want to look through my list of rankings and where are the Cowboys, because that's your favorite team, where are they ranked as far as
That ain't my
defense?
favorite team.
I know. I'm in tier 3. I'm scrolling down. I see Buffalo, Cincinnati, and Miami, New York, and Denver Broncos at 17. Bill, you know what? I thought they'd be better than that. Denver Broncos are ranked 17 in a late low tier. Baltimore.
You know, they might as well said we would only win 3 games in the year, because saying we're only going to win 9 is the same we're going to win 3. Why would you even give us this 9 wins?
Adam
9
Rank.
and 8? And losing to the Bears? Are you mad?
And also, Bill, you forgot about the also the Panthers, according to Adam Rank. But we're going to beat the Chargers.
Yeah. Nah, he got it all wrong.
Hey, by the way, Bill, if anybody asks you, PFF ranks Dallas's defense and frontline defense at 21. It ain't more than 9 more teams. 11, should I say. Oh. You can't win without a defense, Bill. You know, yeah, you can get things done, but if your defense is suspect, all the other team has to do is wait you out. They're going to lose.
Wow. Yeah, they're going to have a heartbreak year.
Yeah, that's,
All we need is for them to have the heartbreak year and us to have a Super Bowl championship year.
Mm-hmm.
That was just topping off all the great with the fray down here in Texas. With the 49ers winning the Super Bowl, that would just be bittersweet to kick off the New Year's.
It's going to be a fun year. And some people, somebody in our family was concerned about the Cowboys doing well next year. Looking at the Cowboys' defense and what went on with them and Randy Gregory. You remember, Bill, didn't we have a laugh about that? Randy Gregory was supposed to be a Cowboy, and the Rams had him. Cowboys had him all inked up, ready. All he had to do was sign the paper. Somebody's called the Cowboys' office the next day. Y'all go ahead and do what you got to do. Randy's going to play with, I forget which team he signed with, but Randy's not going to be able to play with the Cowboys this year. Randy Gregory was one of the better guys last year, and he saw the writing on the wall, and he left. So, I loved it.
Because Cowboys will never let you down. The one thing they were guaranteed to do each year is choke. Official drink of the NFL, the Cowboys choke drink. And official food of the NFL is lamb chops. For you, Rudy, and all you clowns in the circus show, get over it.
And by the way, they're having their time. It'll end. Oh, by the way, the Detroit Lions are ranked number 26. Don Burr, if you guys see Don Burr, tell him the PFF has him ranked as the 26th most least likely defense to do a damn thing. Hey, Bill, get it. The Cardinals are in tier 6. That's 27. I think we're going to beat the Cardinals this year. They got rid of too many people.
And we're going to sweep the Rams, too. We ain't going to go one-on-one with the Rams. Are you mad? That was just a luck. It's going to be a sweep this year. We're going to sweep the Rams, the Cardinals, and the Chickens.
Oh, by the way, Mike, I meant to tell Michael, too. The Bears' ranked defense is 31. Robert Quinn stands out as a clear star of Chicago's defensive line. And, Khalil Mack left. So, the schedule, if you look at it carefully, Bill, and look at some of the defenses we're going to go up against, we don't need to be afraid of too much.
We're going to have at least 13 or 14 wins this year. Way more than what he did. He should have said we only get 3 so we could go to the Super Bowl.
Adam Rank had no respect. He could at least said 12. Because why are we going to lose to the Bears?
No, that's not happening. But go ahead and keep that L there, so when we get the W, you might look at the chart about that and start getting afraid. But, that's okay with me. I'm not offended. Like I said, I'm going to tell them to keep the intensity. And all you lamb chop fans out there, you paid fans, you might want to think about getting a refund or about, just leaving and say, hey, we got a paycheck. Now we're going to go back to the team we like. And once you got marketing slow and all that, just admit you're a Niner fan. That's why you come on here. You only took the paycheck to be a Ram fan, to hold it up, put it down, and just acknowledge who you really are.
Yeah.
I'm going to call you guys Niner fans.
Bandwagon. There's going to be the bright, shiny blue jerseys that have never seen more than 6 months of action.
No. Ronbo, you got your bandwagon fans and you got your paid fans. Bandwagon fans pay the teams in the NFL. The NFL pays the the paid fan. So, there's a difference between a bandwagon and a paid fan. So to get that kind of correct, The bandwagon to support the NFL would pay their own paycheck. So.
I wish they'd serve at Levi's Stadium when we play the Rams. You can get a rack of lamb for like X amount of dollars. If you pay for a certain, certain size, you can have a couple of free beers. put that rack of lamb right out there, everybody can see it.
Do it during the Rams game. That'd be bittersweet.
At the halftime. Yeah, have Javon Kinlaw, because nobody's going to mess with him. Have him and Trent Williams bring out this big, on a stretcher, this big rack of lamb and just eat right there on the logo. Right, so somebody call 911. All hell is broken loose here at SoFi Stadium. Wait a minute. That looks like 49er fans. I think they're coming down to eat.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. I'm really going to say this. The Buccaneers are not going to beat the Niners. There are no weapons really good for Tampa to even contend against us.
Yeah, Tampa Bay's defense is what carried them to a large degree in that Super Bowl year. A lot of those guys are coming back. They're ranked pretty high. They're in the top tier of defenses as well, frontline defense. Yeah, these things are easily broken. You're right.
You could have a great defense, but if your receivers can't catch the ball and they drop it, fumble it, and do whatever to cause turnovers,
Bill,
it's not going to matter.
They've got Tom Brady, Bill.
But remember that year in New England when Tom Brady had a bad year?
His receivers were suspect that year. I remember it.
Yeah, that's the same situation in Tampa. For him to even come back to Tampa and to stay in Tampa, he should have
It's interesting, huh?
retired.
He doesn't even have his boy either. He doesn't have Gronk's not playing. I don't know what he's going to do. AB, no AB. AB already told people he's not playing.
Did they lose their good running back and their good wide receiver, Goodwin or whatever his name was?
No, Goodwin. They kept Goodwin. They re-signed him. The running back is still going to be there. Forget his name, but yeah.
Leonard Fournette or whatever his name is?
Yeah, Fournette's going to be there. Yeah, they lost AB. I think they lost one more. They still got Mike Williams. They're not.
By the time we get to Tampa, they ain't staying healthy. It's just the same as Jalen Hurd with Goodwin. He can probably play 10 or 12 good games and then get hurt.
Yeah.
By the time we get to them, they're probably going to be stacked up on injuries that we could just walk in. Are we going to them or are they coming to us?
Yeah, I don't know. I got to look back at the schedule on that one. But Bill,
it doesn't matter. Go.
We're gonna go, Bill.
I want you to do me a favor. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
And to all the Cowboy fans, you're going to have another choke season. Give me a 49er shout out.
Can do.
Niners!
Big Bill. Tonight. Good night, Bill. See you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so fam, yes, I guess we're gonna wait till mid-season to have there's always these names that catch on when your defensive line does a good job and gets all these sacks. So, I really do think this is the year that defensive line does finally become and consistently damaging. Rams, yes, you're on the list of teams to wipe out. Of course you are. And as I look at this, and I look at the Rams' number one ranked frontline defense, granted you got Aaron Donald, And Leonard Floyd, I do like Leonard Floyd. Who is Ashawn Robinson? Greg Gaines and Justin Hollins? Anyway, we're going to find out soon. Anyway, fam, I'm going to see you tomorrow. I can find some. I hope there's something to talk about tomorrow. Because I tell you, the better I love doing Dark 49 football. See you tomorrow, fam. Thanks for the likes. Hey, don't forget to subscribe before you leave. I love subscriptions. I want to be able to find you when I get ready to talk 49 football. That's why I have some company. And also hit like before you leave. And out. Thanks for the contributions as well. See you tomorrow, fam. And